What's going on, YouTube? We are live. How y'all doing today on a wonderful Friday? Of course, I am Cash back at it again to talk about another lively day. Today, we're going to be getting into some NBA. Of course, things are heating up. It's the second day with NBA finally coming back to yet again another day, which brings us closer to the NBA playoffs. Right now, I'm excited. I know you guys are excited about it. Right, the second half of the season is officially underway as of yesterday. And so I got another topic for you guys today. So, tune in, tap in, like and subscribe, hit that bell, that notification button. So whenever I go live, you guys can tap in also. Matter of fact, let me drop the chat link in the comment section for you guys right now. Okay. Boom, right there. It's done data. It's there for you. So I know you guys seen the headlines. I know you guys seen the thumbnail for what I got coming for you guys. Because I made my own list. I made my own little graphic for you guys so you guys can tune in to see what to show you guys what I'm thinking, what I got on my mind as it pertains to what's going on with the league. Right now, we got a lot of stars. We got a lot of great basketball ahead of us. Right, the Lakers won yesterday. We have some things that we can probably point out there. More than likely, I'm going to have some guys pull up also. They're going to want to talk their BS and talk about whatever they got to talk about and probably bring somebody else down. But you know me, over here, I try to keep it unbiased as possible. That's what I meant. Right. So first things first, let me bring this up. I don't want to waste any time and show you guys on the screen. Boom, right there. I mean, I know it doesn't look all nice and fancy for you guys, but hey, man, it is what it is, right? So this is my personal list for most to gain from winning a title, right? So for those of you guys, might be a little bit vague, but that's why I'm here. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to talk about each player as to why I put them in their specific spot, specifically. Now, starting at number one, I got Chris Paul having the most to gain from winning a title. Now, if you guys have been watching basketball for some time, I've had Chris Paul on this list I would have Chris Paul on this list for for a very long time. I mean, to be honest, he was playing on the Hornets when I started watching basketball during that time frame. Kobe Bryant was playing, right, and Chris Paul has just been known to have a very good track record when it comes to win shares on whatever team he's on. Right, so the Hornets were competitive, not really a championship necessary team, but whatever team Chris Paul was on, right, would take them down the stretch, would be good enough to make the playoffs, right? But sooner or later down the line, Chris Paul wanted something new. He wanted something fresh. And then, so if you guys were tuning in at that time, you guys would know that Chris Paul was supposed to go right to the Los Angeles Lakers to play with Dwight Howard and Kobe Bryant. But if you know, David Stern at that point was the NBA commissioner, declined the trade, said it was unfair, and then Chris Paul went to the Los Angeles Clippers, right? So we all know about Lob City. We know about Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan and them, and we know what they were doing around the league, around that time, right? That was a failure, right? And then so now after that, he went to OKC, and now he ended up on the Phoenix Suns, going to his first NBA Finals ever in his career. But that didn't work out as they lost to the Milwaukee Bucks, and Giannis had happened to get his first ring. So now, you're starting to see the pressure build up here a bit. Clearly we know about the move with Kevin Durant going to the Phoenix Suns. So that was clearly a big move for the Phoenix Suns, and that put them probably at the top or near the top to win the NBA championship. So this is the reason why I would have Chris Paul at the top of this list for most of game winning the title, simply because it's the only thing missing from his resume, right? Chris Paul has been doing it for such a long time. We're talking about a guy who's led the league in assists numerous years, who's one of the who's on the list for most steals ever in all-time players, right? So point blank period, Chris Paul has quite literally earned the nickname Point God, and for very, very good reason. Right. So if Chris Paul were to just get a championship out of this experience with the Phoenix Suns, playing alongside Devin Booker, playing alongside Kevin Durant, and also playing alongside DeAndre Ayton, man, this is a recipe for success. People are going to hate, but I see Chris Paul getting this, and he would officially be one of the greatest point guards to ever do it. Right now, coming up on number 2 is James Harden. Right, James Harden has been one of the best players in the last decade. Not so much this decade, but James Harden has been a phenomenal player. He's been doing some great things throughout his career. By far in that last decade, James Harden was clearly the best shooting guard to have ever done it, right? At least in that era. He was the best shooting guard in that era. There's no doubt about it. There's nothing really argue. I'm going to give that to him. But in recent memory, James Harden has had, some huge playoff woes, right? So we know about what he's done behind with his track record on the Houston Rockets now. And then even prior to that, the whole situation that went down in the Brooklyn Nets, that's fine and dandy. Okay, now you're on the Philadelphia 76ers, a team that's been longing for championship aspirations and to be able to compete in that moment, right? So now, James Harden went away from the Brooklyn Nets, from Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, right? We know about that situation, but now you are playing with the process. You are probably playing next to one of the best teammates you ever played with, right? We know he played alongside Kevin Durant, but that's not so much. You're playing with Joel Embiid now, with James Harden now, he's up there, right, with assists with some of the best of them. We've seen James Harden be able to facilitate, be able to play make, and be able to pass the ball, and literally be one of the most dangerous offensive weapons in the league, right? And then so with this whole process scenario, and everything that was already circulating around the Philadelphia 76ers and Embiid, it's just going to come down to James Harden having to step up at least as the second guy, but James Harden has had a phenomenal resume. If he can just key off for the championship in this run, this definitely will be a special moment for him, especially, getting the 76ers a ring, and on top of that, getting this for his own personal resume would jump his career off to limits we cannot even comprehend. Right, so that's another thing. Number 3, the most to gain from winning a title is Nikola Jokic. Right now, I'm going to start off here early. I would have him at number 1, but I feel like that's going to take a little bit of time. That's going to take a little bit of time for Nikola Jokic to be number 1. I think that's something for next season, but it's going to be creeping up here pretty soon because I've been on it. When it comes to my takes with Nikola Jokic, I've been damn near spot on the money, right? Now I do have him as of right now in the running to win MVP, as he should. It's going to be well deserved, but with Nikola Jokic, right? I'm sorry if I said Joel Embiid, I meant to say Nikola Jokic. But Nikola Jokic, right? He's on another run to win his 3rd straight MVP, right? He's going to win a 3rd MVP, and that's going to be phenomenal. I wouldn't vote against it. Honestly, he deserves to be MVP this year. But my thing about it with Nikola Jokic is that he would be the only MVP during his tenure in winning 3 straight. He would be the only one to have 0 championships, let alone a finals appearance, right? So with Nikola Jokic being this good, averaging a triple-double, leading or having his name in so many advanced metrics, and that's what people are running with. And you even have lists out there right now as we speak saying that Nikola Jokic is the best player in the NBA. Yes, people are out there. CBS Sports is saying Nikola Jokic is the best player in the NBA. This is buffoonery, at least not over Giannis. I'm not taking him over Giannis at this moment. So, it's right there. It's right there. Next up is Kevin Durant, right? So Kevin Durant, one of the most phenomenal players we've ever seen. Probably the best scorer we've ever seen in our lifetime, right? This guy is the most efficient player when it comes to scoring on the basketball court. When healthy, there's no doubt about it that Kevin Durant can be the best player in the world, right? You can make a very valid argument with Giannis Antetokounmpo right there, but Kevin Durant, just from pure natural skilled Kevin Durant, is phenomenal. But the thing about it with Kevin Durant is his history, right? With his history with OKC and playing alongside Russell Westbrook, and then going to the 73-9 Golden State Warriors. So Kevin Durant has played alongside some Hall of Fame point guard talent, right? But ever since his time in OKC, or at least ever since his time with the Golden State Warriors, his career has been a complete and utter disaster. Playing alongside Kyrie Irving in the Brooklyn Nets, that tenure was a failure, right? Kevin Durant and James Harden and Kevin Durant played a total of 17 games in total. I can't think of a worse way to get that off and jumping. I don't even know what to say when it comes to the whole Brooklyn Nets situation. And that's going to be a video for another day, to be honest with you, because that was probably one of the biggest failures in NBA history, right? The point for Kevin Durant to leave the Golden State Warriors was to build up his own success, was to build his own resume, earn his championship his own way, right? But it seemed that went completely south. And so that's the reason why Kevin Durant has, a little bit, if not a lot of pressure on his shoulders right now. So some people are even saying that the Phoenix Suns have to win the championship this year. Now, I wouldn't go that far, given how, this team was just assembled around the trade deadline. But we're going to see how things wrap up here. That's the reason why you have players like Chris Paul. Chris Paul's at the top, man. I got Chris Paul at the top here. So when you're playing along the point guard, you got to make something work, right? Now, coming in at number 5 is Kawhi Leonard. Now, some of you guys might be shocked at this, but honestly, I'm not. And I love Kawhi Leonard. I love what he brings to the table. I love what he brings. He's a quiet guy, humble guy for the most part. He does what he needs to do when he's on the court. But when he's on the court, right? Kawhi Leonard is damn near at the forefront of load management. And right now, load management is kicking these players' asses. So my thing is with Kawhi Leonard, he went to the Los Angeles Clippers, right? He made these ludicrous demands when he was on the Toronto Raptors, trying to make ways for Paul George, at least trying to find ways to play with Paul George back in Toronto. Toronto was just simply not willing to meet the demand, and so that's why they let him go to the Los Angeles Clippers, and then the Clippers made the trade for Paul George and gave OKC hella picks. And then so now you are playing along him. Russell Westbrook is now added to the fold. You've been out for some odd seasons, been out for a lot of games. And then the Clippers have had a lot of expectations in the past. The eyes have been on the Clippers for some time now. You have Steve Ballmer as your owner. You think he gives a damn about luxury tax? He'll pay 10 times the luxury tax. We talking about top 10 Forbes. So here's the thing, man. Kawhi Leonard just needs to be able to stay on the court. That's what really matters. And then we're going to see what goes down. Especially if the Clippers were to win a championship. Paul George said himself, the Clippers' first championship will probably be just as much as all of Lakers championships, right? So it's going to be it would definitely be exciting to see. I just got a text from my guy. He was just talking about Westbrook too. So, oh man, where did I have that? Let's see. Okay. All right. Coming up, number 6 is Joel Embiid, right? I got Joel Embiid up here for the most of games winning a title. And why not, right? Joel Embiid, I could have put him higher at this list. But to be honest, though, I had to be fair to the guys above him. Now, even though I know Joel Embiid can be higher on this list, he's had his name in a couple MVP races, but has fallen short due to Nikola Jokic, and he's even been snubbed from starting at the All Star game, all NBA selections, right? But at the end of the day, that doesn't take away from Joel Embiid's game. He's been averaging 30 and back-to-back seasons as a center. And the biggest thing, that's kept Joel Embiid back is him being able to stay healthy in these games. That's the problem here. Joel Embiid just has to stay healthy, and then we can see what they can do, right? Now, I'm not going to lie. The 76ers do have a lot on their plate, especially when it comes to the Eastern Conference, right? We're talking about 4 teams that have winning records on the road. We're talking about a very defensive conference. We're talking about some beasts in the East, right? And we're talking about the Celtics and the Bucks, 2 teams that have been playing phenomenal ball lately. So it's gonna be a crazy situation moving forward. So really when it just comes down to Embiid just staying healthy and being able to play throughout the playoffs, play healthy in their playoff run, and certainly if he were to win the title before Nikola Jokic, that would be a very, very beautiful thing, because that would already put him in the conversation with Giannis. And then on top of that, he already got the icing on the cake. So it's going to be exciting to see, man. Number 7 now is Luka Doncic. Of course, I could have had him higher on this list also. But you know what? Luka Doncic is still very, very young. They're still trying to figure out what works with Luka, from a franchise perspective. They made a very ambitious move to acquire Kyrie Irving and trying to see what that's like. High risk, high reward, I may say. But we got to see what we got to see what comes out of this. We got to see what comes from Luka Doncic playing alongside Kyrie Irving. But one thing that we do know for sure is that Luka Doncic is balling. Luka Magic is doing his thing. And if he had not been out for a couple games or so, he could have definitely been in the MVP running once again. Because at this moment, he is leading the league in points per game. Scoring, right? So the reason why I have him so low is because there's still a lot of basketball, a lot of time left for Luka Doncic this year. I don't think people are predicting that they even go to the NBA Finals. I mean, me personally, I don't have the Mavs necessarily going that far. I don't have them going to the Western Conference Finals anyway. But if they do, hey, why not? But I could have had Luka at this list a little bit higher, but I feel like that is something we can have a conversation for further down the line, right? So there it is. Those are my people, and I do have some honorable mentions. We can bring up Jason Tatum, right? This year, Jason Tatum is also playing at a very high level, playing at an MVP caliber level. He is the first player to score 50 points in a regular season game, in a postseason game, and the All-Star game, right? So Jason Tatum, in the last 2 years, players that have won All-Star MVP have also won a championship that year. This is past 2 years now. So it's going to be exciting to see, because I have the Celtics taking the East. Right now the Boston Celtics are the best team in basketball. Let's keep it on here. Even though the Bucks have won 12 straight, 13 straight games? 13 straight games? Or 12? As of today, right? They just beat the Miami Heat. And so right now, the Boston Celtics are just a team that's just ready to go. They don't just dominate on the offensive side of the ball. They dominate on the defensive side of the ball as well. Right? Good looking out, boy. Good looking out on that thumbs up, man. Gotta tune in. Gotta tune in for sure. Oh man. So let's tap in. Let's tap into what's going on around the league. Because I just gave y'all some good stuff just now, man. So let's tap in. What's going on? What is happening, right? So I got you right here. I got you right here. All right, so this is what's going on right now. Today, just to give a little update on, on today's games, on recent notice, right? Because Giannis Antetokounmpo was just ruled out with an injury. He exited out the first quarter, right? And then so in this game, it was a game that I would say the Miami Heat needed more, but the Bucks still were able to set their franchise record for assists. I think this just speaks a little bit of volumes to the Milwaukee Bucks and just the tempo that they're playing. Getting back into that field, understanding the situation, understanding the moment, and what it means to rack up these wins early on rather than later in the season. My opinion is, with Giannis Antetokounmpo getting hurt, I felt like it was a mistake to play him in the first place. Why was Giannis playing today? I thought he had this wrist injury. There was news going out with people saying, "Oh, he sprained the ligament in his wrist." Why was he playing? You didn't need this game. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, I understand. I for one want to have players play as much as possible. I for one, right, want to see teams be able to compete at the full extent. Now, if he was able to play, if he didn't have anything wrong with his wrist, okay, I got you. He's fine. All right. He's able to play in respect to that. But I was thinking, man, this guy's not going to play. He has a wrist injury. First thing, he has a wrist injury. I mean, he's playing and then now he's out because of it. Right. So hopefully, things aren't as bad as it seems. I mean, he was still able to walk it off, in the game. So, all he did was just bump knees. But, one thing's for sure, man. They're definitely gonna have, uh, they definitely got to be careful with this. But I'm not gonna look at this and say that there's something to be worried about when it comes down to Giannis getting hurt. But it's just gonna leave the East a little bit open, and we're just gonna have to wait and see how long Giannis Antetokounmpo is gonna be out now. So if I had to say yes, so he will not return for tonight's game. Antetokounmpo sprains his wrist February 16th as the Bucks won 120-100 at Chicago in their last game before the All-Star break. He played only 20 seconds in Sunday's All-Star game, having the wrist wrapped. Well, let me see where at. And then so remember, right? The Bucks acquired Crowder at the trade deadline from the Brooklyn Nets, who have gotten him from the Phoenix Suns as a part of the trade that sent Kevin Durant to the Suns. Crowder has been playing for the Phoenix Suns all season as the Suns attempted to work out a trade. Cody Zeller and Kevin Love are available for Miami. The Heat signed both veterans on Monday. The Bucks won't have Pat Connaughton, sore left calf, or Wesley Matthews. So right now, the Bucks are kind of hit with the injury bug. But honestly, this is a good time. It's better this time than any other time. It's better now than later. But at the end of the day, I still wouldn't want to face the Bucks in the first round of the playoffs. Who would? I think the Bucks are one of the most dangerous teams to face in the playoffs. I think the Celtics can tell would probably say the same thing. But I can't wait to hear about it. It's going to be very, very exciting. So let me see. Let me tap into the games. Let me see what's going on around the league. Right, Warriors lost yesterday. They need to get something going. They need to get something going for sure. They need players. Stephen Curry's been out. We don't know if he's going to be back in a week. Um, even though they traded for Gary Payton, he's out with an abdominal injury, right? Andrew Wiggins, who's also a big part of this offense, is gone at least a week, right? So they're the Warriors are in a very tough spot. Warriors are in a very, very tough spot, right? But they need, they need to get something going. Draymond Green it's seen that he's lost his leadership touch as of lately, due to what's been going on throughout the season, especially with that nasty right hook that he landed on Jordan Poole. Now, man, threw that hook like he was about to try out for Creed 3. Man, bugging out there. Knock that man's dome off. So, but with the Warriors, they still have their championship DNA. It's not like Clay is out, so they're not deprived of talent. Jordan Poole can still make some things happen, even though in my opinion, I don't find him to be the most efficient guard in the league. But I mean, it's rare for guards to really be truly efficient from the field. The fact of the matter is, man, the Warriors are just dipping and dipping. They're sliding and sliding down the standings, along with the New Orleans Pelicans. So they just need to get something going. They need to get something going out of this squad, man. I thought I clicked the game, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, so this is the information right now. Okay. So Kenyon Martin got 12 points. What's the score? Okay, 54-45. He's putting up the most points for the Warriors. Oh, Clay. 50% per shooting from the field, 66 from 3. Jordan Poole, 9 points, 33% from 3. Okay. Yeah, they're working with something, man. But another big thing with the Warriors, just like their their defense. Their defense on the road. Them playing defense on the road, playing on the road, right? They're 10-20, playing on the road. We know that great defensive teams, right? We know that great teams, teams that have championship aspirations, they have to be able to win on the road. They have to. It's just plain and simple, right? And the Warriors have done something like that last year. And now in this situation that they're currently in, they haven't been that great of a team compared to last year. They had to find themselves trading back Gary Payton, right? A player who they let go last free agency. So I think it just really just comes down to, getting their players back, getting back healthy, and they can just play towards the play-in, but then that would just be extra baggage in the future. I think they'll be in a very, very difficult position, but I don't think it is impossible. All right, so they have a lot of work ahead of them, but better now than later, right? And then hopefully they can stay healthy later on in the future, right? So what else we got going on now, man? Oh, Clippers, yes sir. Clippers, Knicks and Wizards. The Knicks beat the Wizards, right? Oh my God, Julius Randle 46. Julius Randle got 46 on them boys today. In 36 minutes, he was plus 8 field, 100% field free throw percentage, 50% from 3, 7-14. Julius Randle is balling, quite literally. And you got Mitchell Robinson back. So, hey, like I said in my last video, if you guys were tuning in, I said the Knicks were going to go into the playoffs on a positive note. The Knicks are going to be looking good. They have a bunch of young players. They don't have that superstar caliber player, exactly what we're looking for, but they got Donovan Mitchell. I mean, they got Jalen Brunson, right? And now you're having Julius Randle play very well for you guys. Very well. Now, if we could get RJ Barrett up to speed, RJ Barrett can play up to the standard in which we're talking about. Because remember, they were supposed to get rid of RJ Barrett for Donovan Mitchell. Right now, it's not looking too good. Right now, the Knicks can catch some fire for the for paying RJ Barrett over trading for Donovan Mitchell. But it is what it is. The Knicks are still good. Jalen Brunson acquisition was clearly right a great move on the front office's end. Right, and Julius Randle is back into the position, right, of being in that conversation of just being one of the best players in the league. He deserves to get some type of all NBA recognition this year, and especially with the games that he's been playing. He's been playing most of the games this year. In all honesty, Emmanuel Quickley, of course, too, coming off the bench, playing well, giving up 16 points, 54% from the field. It's looking great out there for the Knicks. And my take earlier saying that the Knicks are going to the playoffs on a positive note is looking better by the day. What else, man? The Wizards. Kyle Kuzma, 23 points. Kristaps, 23 points. Beal, 16. Monte Morris. Windows update. I'll pick a time. Chicken nuggets, fries. Okay. All right. I hope you guys can see though. Oh yeah, you guys can. Just zoomed it in. Wait till I get this OBS up and running. Okay, what else? What else is going on today? Let's look at these scores. Cleveland lost back-to-back, 2 in a row. Lost to the Atlanta Hawks today. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys are all aware of Atlanta Hawks, right? Losing, firing Nate McMillan, and now they're in the works of hiring Quint Snyder, as the new head coach for the Atlanta Hawks. I think this was a great move. I think this is going to be a great acquisition for the Atlanta Hawks. All right, it's going to be a great move for the Atlanta Hawks, because Quinn Snyder, he has a history of coaching guys like Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. He made that work for years, right? And I'm a firm believer in Rudy Gobert. It's just straight butt cheeks when it comes to what's the product and what we're believing him to be, right? I feel like he's damn near in the same field as Ben Simmons when it comes to how we look at him. And I'm gonna break that down for you. We look at freaking Rudy Gobert like he's supposed to be this freaking superstar, right? When he's not. He rebounds the ball. He has a high percentage from the field, but his offensive game is not. It's limited. And you gave up how many picks? I mean, I could talk about this year, or I could talk about this a whole year round about how the freaking about how the Minnesota Timberwolves just got zoned from the Utah Jazz. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? They can't do nothing at this point, right? But besides the matter, the main factor is, right, Quinn Snyder, was a coach of the year candidate coaching the Utah Jazz. Donovan Mitchell had some of his best years on the Utah Jazz, his early years, right? Blowing up, doing his thing. Go look at Donovan Mitchell's points per game playoff numbers. Now, I know that's not directly credited to, Quinn Snyder. I give more credit to Donovan Mitchell, if anything. But he was still the guy that put, a lot of things in motion. He was able to capitalize off of Rudy Gobert's game. And so You got a lot of great results due to that. So you can't wait for it. But with the Atlanta Hawks, Trey Young, there's obviously been some headlines on whether he can be coachable. But the Atlanta Hawks have a lot of nice pieces, man. Jason Collins has been playing up to standard, but I think it's just kind of a system thing. And they made a trade for DeJounte Murray. You have to be able to put you have to be able to let DeJounte Murray, floss up, do his thing also, not just Trey Young. Because Trey Young, even though he's putting up some numbers, he's averaging a double-double in points and assists, averaging over 25 points in double-digit assists. You got to get those field goal numbers up. You have to shoot better from the field. So that's that, man. What else, though? We can scroll down. We can tune in today. Because Simmons struggle at the line. Go back to this bet with Bradley Beal.
Bonus and now the Clippers to push. Westbrook to the rim and leaves it in. We are tied at 21. Timeout, Sacramento. Sabonis and look to push. Westbrook to the rim and leaves it in. We are tied at 21. Timeout.
That boy Westbrook, man, he trying to be dangerous out here.
Perhaps alters the shot. Conley pokes it free from Sabonis, and now the Clippers look to push. Westbrook to the rim and lays it in. We are tied at 21.
Man, Westbrook trying to be dangerous out here. See Russ getting the standing ovation. Hey, man, for all this talk, I really hope the Clippers win the chip, man. I really wish they go far, but one thing, the Clippers have been, they've got his number in the past couple games, man. For real. Mikal Bridges was a KD fan. Whoa, was? Mikal Bridges, when asked who's his favorite athlete growing up, he said Kevin Durant.
Athlete growing up? Kevin Durant. You gotta keep that spot.
Hey, so I did hear something exciting from the Phoenix Suns practice today as I was tuning into ESPN and all that, right? So apparently Phoenix Suns, Kevin Durant had his first full practice today. The Suns, right? And then so apparently Monty Williams said that this was probably the Phoenix Suns' most physical and hardest practice all year. One of the most physical practices all year. That is very encouraging to hear. And then even Devin Booker and Kevin Durant have been playing one-on-one, right? Can you believe that? Devin Booker and Kevin Durant were playing one-on-one. Now, I know probably basketball players, they do that all the time. They play against each other all the time. But, when you hear something like that fresh, when you don't know about it, it's under the table. It starts to hit a little differently, you kind of want to see something like that. But I know they're not going to put that out there because, because of media purposes and just kind of like the narrative. I mean, we know who's better. I'm a fan of Devin Booker. I met Devin Booker. But, I would have liked to see that one-on-one, But here's the thing, though, man. So If you guys didn't know, I'll at least give you guys the rest of what they were talking about. Basically, the expectation for the Suns were to have Kevin Durant play a full practice and to see how he heals up and how he heals up after that particular practice. Right? So we're gonna start to see Kevin Durant here in the near future. I mean, they even said Devin Booker's arm was bloodied. He had blood all over his arms. Right, so we're gonna start to see this unravel here sooner rather than later. But I believe he's probably gonna be back maybe early next week, if not late this week. But we're gonna have to see though, man. If there's no setbacks, if nothing, if everything goes as planned, I can't wait to see it. Right? Ooh. Ooh. All right, man. Let's get back into it. All right. So what else is going on? I wish I could zoom in. Can I zoom in? I got PC now, so I'm trying to like relearn this. Let me see. Let's zoom in. Pat Bev and Bulls were dominant in his debut W. Right, Shaq in the full All-Star edition. No, I don't need that. Halliburton, Las Vegas, Seattle teams would be dope. Now, Bucks have won 13 consecutive games for the second time since 1974. Right? History in the making, or at least franchise history. So, I mean, this is just adding more fuel to the fire here, man. With the Milwaukee Bucks just looking ready to go. Giannis Antetokounmpo was out in the first half, and yet they set the franchise record for most assists in a game. Right? So this is just adding more fuel to the fire. Milwaukee Bucks, they're already in playoff mode. Giannis, right? Even though they had a little setback earlier with that knee nick, but wait till Giannis comes back. He's going to be looking in form. All that MVP talk that y'all talking about with that other dude out in Denver, right? With no finals appearances. I'm talking about the big dude. I'm talking about Giannis. I'm talking about a beast. Y'all talking about a joke. The Joker. The Joker is a joke. Nah, I sound like I'm hating now, right? Nah, I don't feel that way. But I do feel like Giannis is a better player than him. You know, that's just my opinion. But like and subscribe, man. If you guys are tuning in, like and subscribe to Cash Sports. Please, man. Show some love, show some support. Do what you gotta do. Just show some love, man, because I'm out here. I'm talking sports, talking basketball. What games you watching? Who's your favorite team? Who do you think is gonna win the NBA Finals? Let me know. Let me know, man. Hey, shout out to my little brother Elijah, though, too. You know, just showing some love to little bro. Love you, little homie. So let's scroll down. Oh man, look at this block though, too. Vicious. Y'all see that? Y'all see that block? Oh man. Oh, look at this. Look at these numbers, bro. Embiid stuff stats, the stuff stat sheet versus Grizzlies, 27 points, 19 rebounds, 6 assists, and 6 blocks. Chicago's lead matched the biggest in the NBA this season. Memphis led the Bucks by 50 on December 15th. Tonight, Nets trailed by 50. Nets trailed the Bulls by 50. Heat trailed the Bucks by 35. Cavs trailed the Hawks by 32. What is going on? What's happening around here? Today was not a good day, especially for the Heat, though, man. They had to come out a little bit more aggressive here today. because hey, they have to do some pushing offensively. All right, let's go down.
In this fourth quarter, haven't needed him the way Naz Reid has played.
He only played 14 minutes in the first half.
Absolutely no.
Biggest storylines for the rest of the season. Okay, this is interesting. 10 storylines that will define the rest of the season. Oh man. So you guys tuning in, you guys see this? You guys see this? You guys are tapping in? I'm gonna give y'all a second. To tap in. I want more people to tap in because this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be revved up. This is gonna be good. All right? Because I only got one person in here right now, and I really want more people to see this. I really want people to tap in, man. I'm gonna give it here a second. Waiting on some people to join in too. Actually, let me hit up the Discord. All right. You know what? Let me save that though. Let me go back to some of these games, just to see where things are at right now, though. Okay. This is Saturday game. Let's check out what Chicago did, though. Chicago did with that load up. I'm running too much software at the time. I don't want things to slow down. Okay. Cam Thomas, Utah, Watanabe, 3 points. Seth Curry, 19. Cameron Johnson, 10 points. Kyle Bridges, 13. Didn't have a great game at all. Chicago was just killing them. DeMar DeRozan is playing, though. I thought he was going to be out. Zach LaVine played a great game today. 32 points, plus 35 with a BPM. 66% from the field. 70% from field goal. Oh yeah. That's good basketball right there. Efficient shooting from the field. Just an all-around good team game. Even had Patrick Williams had 17 points. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. See what this is looking like. Charlotte Hornets beat the Timberwolves today. Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward, 27 points. BJ Washington, 20 points. LaMelo Ball, 32 points. Damn near. Gordon Hayward had a triple-double. Interesting. LaMelo Ball, damn near had a triple-double. It was 2 assists away. All right, 55% from 3, 55%, 52% from field. All right, so we're starting to see some good games here. We're starting to see some guys be a little bit more efficient here in the field. Anthony Edwards, 29 points. Okay, not too great from the field, 42%, 42% from 3 though. 100% from free throw. And these are just some of the games that I didn't tune into. The game that I was tuning in up until the point I went live was I was watching the Sun KC game. Then I tuned off into that. Actually, I want to see who's playing right now. You hear me?
Yo, yeah, I can hear you now. I was trying to mute the TV. What's good, my boy?
No, you good. You good. What are you tuning into a game?
Yeah, I've been watching all the games.
Or which game you watching right now?
I'm watching the OKC game and the Kings game.
Suns. Okay. Okay. Oh, so you're watching two?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. I got you. Which one was the most exciting? Or what you've seen so far?
I ain't gonna lie, both of these games is real good games. Like, it's been real back and forth. You know, the right now this OKC game is really being exciting because you would think that the Suns, but I believe it was +8 or 8.5. I mean, -8 or 8.5. I believe that was the spread that they had. You feel me? So, but the OKC is actually covering right now. I'm trying to see what the score is again, but they actually holding it down. Having a good game. Yeah, the score is 49. I'm looking at that screen. That's Sacramento. Yeah, the score is 60 to 65. You feel me? And they've been OKC been taking like some real clutch shots. Isaiah Joe, he been going off. Josh Giddey, I don't know, he just not showing up to work right now. He need to get his stuff together. And Malik Monk is going crazy right now. I don't know what it is. Malik Monk is wilding out right now.
Yeah, let me tap into. I just turned on the Suns in OKC game on just now on my PlayStation. I was watching on my laptop, but when I went live, I had to turn it off. But I'm tuning back. I'm tuning back in now. I'm not really looking at that Warriors and Rockets game though. Isaiah Joe, 21 points.
Yeah, I think wow, like he locked in though. He locked in tonight. Like, you can see it in his face. He locked in. Cause this is getting me tight. I wanted Josh Giddey to go crazy.
I know, and you know what? And from what I've seen and what they talked about though, they were talking about how Josh Giddey, with Shaw Gilgeous Alexander, with him being out, that they expect him to just be a little bit more aggressive today. And I agree with that, man. They should be. Josh Giddey, he's been playing well these past couple weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. Just these past two games. I mean, he just been having a bad shooting percentage. Like even right now, he's not having a good game shooting. In the last game, he didn't have a good game shooting. Like, he scored 18, but I believe last game went to overtime, and like that 18 was like a stretch. Like, he had to really force that 18. But that's usually how Josh Giddey get his points. Like, he usually get his points around 34th quarter. If he do have a crazy scoring game, then he having a good first quarter. But right now, I guess he's trying to get it together because he only got 6 points.
What's up, Will?
What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
Nothing much, man. How you doing?
Good. Watching games.
Which game you watching? Hey, I'm high on how the Knicks are looking. The Knicks won today too.
They pulled out an exciting game today, man. That shit was crazy.
Nah, and I was talking about it earlier though too. Because Mitchell Robinson just came back into the lineup, which was a big part of the Knicks defense, right? So now, and I said in a prior video that the Knicks, they can go into the playoffs on a high note. Now, I'm not saying they have like big playoff aspirations, but I think this is a good look forward, with the Knicks and just how they're playing right now. I think there's a lot of positive to take away from the New York Knicks.
Yeah, I was telling you earlier. I feel like they could be a big surprise. They're better than Miami. They're better than the Brooklyn Nets. They're better than Chicago. They're better than a lot of teams out there. I feel like they could come in 5th and do some damage against Cleveland.
Yeah,
I mean, past that would be dreaming, but still, it would be nice to, win a series for first time in a long time.
Yeah, no, I agree. Definitely agree. How y'all think y'all fantasy is looking though? How y'all feel about them playoffs?
Oh, I like my team. Yeah, still.
Feeling good.
I'm feeling good.
You feeling good?
Feeling good.
Because hey, we was in the All-Star break was in real life, but we was on All-Star break though
Yeah,
too.
we were on break too. Yeah.
You know, it got down a little bit. Now things are ramping up. I don't know if you paid attention to the schedule. We were supposed to be going against each other this week, but I had to make the schedule so that the rest of the schedule for everybody will be going against each other within our division. Now I know you watch football probably as much as I do compared to people who are the other people that kind of come on the podcast, right? So usually, you know how it works in football. Like usually at the end of the season, you're going against your division matchup. So that's kind of the way how I put it. So that's the reason why we're going against each other, like on the last week. So
you and I only faced once.
No,
first week,
we would have. It would have been twice anyway. It's just you're at the last. And you and Ricky was supposed to be. I think, in my opinion, was supposed to be a closer matchup, but there were some matchups where Rick, where he kind of missed out on setting up his lineup. So I was like, damn, I want to see like a closer. And shot sitting out though too definitely hurt them also.
Yeah. Josh trying to cheat over there with Ardo.
Hey, man, they over there colluding.
Bogus trade offers and stuff, man.
Bro, they be over there colluding, bro, and offer losing. Honestly, bro, because I talked to this about Todd. I'm honestly gonna reach out and say I think Josh probably has the worst team.
Well, his first pick was Harden. He shouldn't have done that. That was a horrible pick. So many people better than him at the time,
Yeah, no, he definitely. Yeah, I remember. I was just remembering that yesterday. How he could have drafted. He could have had Giannis, but he chose James Harden.
Yeah, that's why I picked Giannis, because he picked Harden. Left me Giannis. I was like, oh, this can't be. Whatever.
But yeah, he had. So the real issue is like, bro, he had. Yesterday, Todd, he had like 6 guards starting. Bro, he had 6 guards starting yesterday.
Yeah, he don't know what he doing no more. Last fantasy he had a little 1-up, because he was able to draft players before everybody else. Now when everybody else here, now it's like, bro.
Yeah, I played with him too last year. And we had a few people in it, and he sucked in that one too. I was the one who won that whole thing. That season.
Hey, so I'm waiting. You spoke to AK and Josh them, or you just tapped in by yourself?
I just tapped in, yeah.
All right, so
because I was watching the games, the Nets suck, bro. Did you see this against Chicago? What they did against Chicago?
Yeah, they got blown the hell out,
destroyed, man. Jesus.
I didn't even expect DeMar DeRozan.
I was looking at the Phoenix Thunder game. The game is kind of interesting right now.
Hey, actually, you know what? Let me know. Hey, now that you're on air, you're live. Hey, speak your opinion on the Phoenix Suns, man. How you think this team is gonna play out in the playoffs, bro? Me and my bro, we want to hear what you gotta say about this.
I mean, it was a great pickup. They got Durant, but he costs too much, man. They have no depth, and it really depends on how healthy they. Right now, the way I see, I was talking to someone. I was talking to a Philly fan today, about this, at my job. I just see them playing like 40 minutes, like and the starters playing like close to 40 minutes because they don't have depth. They don't have what they had before. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they're not as weak defensively because again, Aiden and Booker's pretty decent, and Durant brings it on defense too. And Chris Paul, even though he's old as fuck, but he still plays D. You know, he's not Harden out there. You know, so and T.J. Warren, he's good too on defense. So, but that's the thing that after that, what do they got? What do they really got? They have guys that are hit and miss. Like these guys are gonna have to pull in like a lot of minutes, and is that gonna keep them healthy the whole playoff run? That's really gonna be detrimental to them. If you got a guy like Chris Paul who's always injury prone, and we can see that KD is injury prone, and Booker, we don't know his full health situation. You know, I don't know how far they're gonna go. To be honest, I feel like they wouldn't be able to go far. Maybe past the first round, but that's about it.
The Suns?
Yeah, man.
All right. See, this is where I gotta disagree with you, man. I mean, I see your perception with with the playoff minutes. You know, you definitely, even though when playoff time comes, you definitely want to have Kevin Durant playing on the floor as much as possible.
Of course.
You want to have your guys.
Booker, you want your guys, obviously. Yeah,
of course. But I don't think this team, as far as depth is concerned, I don't think they're lacking any less than what Philly is. And to be honest, especially when it comes to productivity coming from the court.
Any less than who? I didn't hear.
Then 76ers.
Oh.
76ers, right? Because if I look at this team, right, with the Suns, I think the problem is, just really getting healthy. And I think that falls with a lot of teams, because if I were to look at the Suns roster, and when I was looking at their roster, they can definitely score for sure, right? Minus, subtract the guys that we already know that's on the roster, right? Damian Lee, who's had one of the best 3-point percentages in the league, right? Biyombo, I mean, I'm not trying to sit here and try to sell you Biyombo. Like, they got Bismack Biyombo. You know what I mean? But it's depth. It's another big body. I think it's good for, to probably, it'll help on the defensive end for DeAndre Ayton. Cameron Payne also, right? He's been out. We've seen him produce in the playoff, particularly in that playoff run, right? He's definitely.
But like I said before, these guys are hit and miss. They're not really depth. It's really their starting lineup. That's.
I disagree though. But Cameron Payne had some considerable minutes during that playoff run. Like, he was a big part of their success in them going into the finals.
But then again, so was Bridges, and so was Cameron Johnson. And they're not on the team anymore.
They're not on the team because they got Kevin Durant.
But I'm saying that they were a big part because they were a big part of their defense, big part of their depth, big part of their offense too. Like, they lost a lot. They lost a lot.
They lost a lot, but I think they gained just as much because not only that, we gotta also add into the fact that the formula that they can portray on the offensive side, right? Like, we were talking about guys that could destroy the mid-range game. And the way I look at playoff basketball, right? The way we see regular season basketball right now, it's not played the same way, right? When it shifts to playoff basketball, guys are not racking up threes. They're not taking a lot of these 3-point attempts that are killing the game. You have to be able to score from all three levels. You have to be able to get your best shot, and their best shot, right, is mid-range game to the inside and occasionally shooting the three. And they have guys that are efficient from the three. Kevin Durant, we already know, is a sniper right at the top of the key. Chris Paul is literally, I wouldn't say he's at Kevin Durant's level, but he's damn near capable of knocking that shot at any given time at the top of the key. Devin Booker, right, is also known for knocking them down, the mid-range shots. And then DeAndre Ayton, he can be aggressive when he really wants to, and he's been getting some boards. So I think, when it comes to, and especially with the mentality of these guys, with Chris Paul and being able to just kind of control the pace, the tempo on the court, I think it's just going to mesh well. And I think with Kevin Durant, he's not a difficult player to add into your rotation. I feel like
he fits in anywhere.
Yeah, I feel like if he were to play, if it were any other guy, I think you would have a considerable conversation about that. But with Kevin, and particularly since it's Kevin Durant, that's the reason why I kind of fall back a little bit. I say, you know what? I think this is going to mesh really well, and I think it'll work out.
I think it has a possibility. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they get to the Western Conference Finals, but then again, I don't see it happening because, like, okay, they're better than Dallas, definitely. Like if they match, if they face Dallas, let's say in the first round, the second round, they'll kick them out. They're better than the Kings. Memphis is whack. They lost again. Did they lost again today? Did they lose again today?
Ooh.
Memphis?
I don't think
they didn't play there.
They didn't play today, right?
No.
I thought they had a back-to-back for some reason. But man, they had that game yesterday and they blew it. But Memphis.
17-point deficit?
What?
17-point deficit, right, for the Sixers?
Yeah. If they face Memphis, they beat Memphis. They beat Sacramento. Denver. I don't know. I think Denver's the team to beat in the West. I've told you that already. I think the Lakers. I'm sorry. The Clippers also might be a team that Phoenix might not be able to get past. Maybe the Pelicans. I think the Pelicans have something. I think the Pelicans are a weird team because they're way better than what the record shows right now, man.
Yeah. But they're depleting right now. They're just not healthy.
Yeah,
they need their key piece in Zion. Everything was supposed to mesh. Everything was supposed to.
I think one of the scariest teams. And Artem does not like to hear this, but one of the scariest teams is the Lakers, man. I think if they make a run, they're going to be tough in the playoffs, man. That team is rough. They got depth now. They got good starters. And LeBron, if you get him a little bit pumped, I don't know, man. The Lakers are tough. Lakers would be tough.
No,
they have a long way to go, man. That's the thing. They have a lot of teams to beat to get to the play-in. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's definitely going to be.
They're going to be a dangerous team. They would be really dangerous.
No, I agree, bro. I agree 100%. Todd, what you think, bro?
So me personally, like I feel like I agree with what he's saying. It's just the whole depth part. I feel like the Suns do have a lot of good depth. Like the only thing where I agree to is just like the center part with Ayton. But I feel like the way they play it is just like they just play him with minutes, and it may mess them up in the long run. But I feel like when KD comes, it's gonna help. You feel me? Because it's like KD the type of person who is like he's a bucket. Like he's a 20 to 30 point player. Like when you add a 20 to 30,
do we know when he's coming back?
I mean, no, I don't know. I feel like he's approaching it. I feel like they're not trying to rush it. Like I feel like right now they trying to see where they go.
If you want me to. Let me just give some insight on that, because I did hear a report today on ESPN saying that Kevin Durant had a full practice yesterday. So he did have a full practice, and Monty Williams said that it was the most physical practice that the Suns had this year. And Devin Booker even had blood dripping on his arm. So basically the plan or the game plan is to see how Kevin Durant recovers from this game and then further evaluate from there. So as far as like timeline, it's pretty soon. We just don't know the exact date. All right, now you can take it back now.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like you adding KD next to Devin Booker, and then a point guard like Chris Paul that knows how to get players and knows how to like facilitate. Like I'm telling you, bro, like to me, the only thing you feel me where it's like I feel like it just might be with that center position. It's like, but this is where like Aiton is just go and like be aggressive. You feel me? Like he's just gonna have to take that playing 30. You feel me? 30+ minutes a night. Like that's just what he has to take. You feel me? But I feel like it's gonna help once KD come. You feel me? And I feel like this is especially the time. You know, like
And
I
they're
feel
well
like
coached too. And Monty Williams, man, he's a great coach too.
yeah, like I ain't gonna lie to you. Like even though the Lakers, I like the Lakers. That's my team. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like the Lakers do not want to see these dudes in the series, bro. Lakers do not want to see them in the series, bro.
No, they don't want to see Phoenix. No.
No, absolutely not. They don't want to see. They don't want to see.
So, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like this is a perfect type of team for KD, where it's like it's hard to say. You know, KD's type player. It ain't like he could go to a team where he not gonna fit. But it's like I feel like this team is just like real right for him, and I feel like this is a Chris Paul chance to get a ring. So I feel like he gonna go all out. You know, he gonna go all out.
This was like one of his first choices.
Yeah.
When he asked for the
What a coincidence!
when he asked for that trade way back in the beginning of the season. So yeah, Phoenix was like number one. I think Miami was number two or some shit, right?
Yeah, Miami it was either of those two. It was Miami or the Suns.
Yeah.
You know, but here, check out this graphic. This is just adding a little bit more, evidence to what I was stating, and just kind of like their zones, and how this team is played and how efficient they've been, according to their zones. And you can look at all the red, right? Blue is obviously right their worst parts. Red is their best parts. Orange is like, in the middle of the field. But you can see right there, man, this is how this team plays. And then that's how I expected, and this graphic shows this year how this team is one of the best mid-range teams in the league. And like I've stated, when playoff time comes around, even NBA players have stated themselves that, they play an entirely different game. This is the game that you would want to see.
And the thing also that makes Phoenix a little scary too is the fact that they play defense. Especially with Ayton, anchoring center position, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. I don't see a lot of teams better than them. I just see maybe two teams, maybe two, but that's it, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they'd make it to the Western Conference Finals.
I got you. Definitely hear you on that one, bro. All right, man. So
and it'd be nice to see Chris Paul finally get a ring or something, man. Damn. They got him as a choker and stuff. I mean, I feel bad for the guy. That's such a great career, man.
Hey, man. So I gotta tap into this. I gotta tap into the Discord. Well, I'm trying to align this a little bit better. Why can't I do this? This is weird. Okay, whatever.
I'll give you a hot take though about Philly. I don't like Philly, man. Philly,
wow.
I think they're gonna fall apart. I think Doc Rivers is gonna be Doc Rivers again in the playoffs. I think James Harden is not the same guy he used to be, and he's gonna fall apart and then run away to Houston like he plans to do. He doesn't want to win the championship. He don't give a shit about that. He just wants to look pretty with pregame and stuff. That's it. He's like Ben Simmons. I mean, not like Ben Simmons. He's not. I'm Harden. He's not really there. And I've heard, like today, I heard that there's problems in the locker room between him and Embiid. Embiid is like not happy with Harden's
again.
Harden's desire, his approach to the game. Like he's not really into the game. Like, and a lot of people around the league are saying that he's ready to move to Houston. He wants to get out of Houston. He wants to get out of Philly. He ain't gonna resign. He's ready to go. Whether it goes well or not in the playoffs in Philly, he's out. And a lot of people around Philly know this, so it's like they're not really happy together. and which sucks because Embiid is another guy. Like I told you before, he's due. Like he's due to explode in one playoff run, and this could be it. And a guy like Harden to ruin it for him is fucked up, man. It's messed up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I feel that's what's gonna happen. Like he's not into it. He's ready to move on. It's not really showing right now, but watch. I don't know if you remember last year in the playoffs when he took 2 shots in a whole freaking half. That's crazy.
Yeah. Nah, I completely agree. And that's some of the reasons why I popped on Josh for so long. You know, he tries to like almost alleviate James Harden from that playoff pressure. You know, and James Harden, I made a graphic earlier in the video before you guys tuned in. I said James Harden is one of those players that has the most to gain or has the most to prove to win the championship. You know, and that's due to his resume and what he's done in the league thus far. But you know, and kind of piggybacking on what you said, you know, James Harden, he has a history with some franchises now. You know, he left Nets. You know, he went to the Philadelphia 76ers. He stated through his own mouth that he was supposed, this was the team that he wanted to be there in the first place. So now that you with the team, you know, we don't want to hear none of those headlines about you saying, you know, about
Back
you
to
beef
Houston
with, you know, yeah, like
what
come
the hell is
on,
that?
you know, yeah, focus, yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, I've seen some narratives too. I've seen some headlines too that teams that James Harden more than likely, or there's a possibility of going back to the Houston Rockets for what? Why are we talking about this right now? Yeah, for me, I'm looking at it like, why is this a topic right now? You know, if I'm James Harden, right? If I hear any news about me going back to the Houston Rockets, I'm thinking, nah.
Right? I'd be like, squash that shit immediately. Nah, man, I want to win a championship. I don't want to go to Houston. Why? But now he's not doing that. They ask him the question, and he's like, "No, I'm worried about right now." Yeah, right. He's not. He's not.
Mm-hmm.
He's not. He's not into it. He's not into it.
Mm-hmm.
And already, I heard ESPN. I forgot who it was, but that their Embiid is having issues with his effort, with his desire.
Mm-hmm.
And that's bad, man. That's bad. Because Embiid is one of those guys that they'll chew you up. You know, he don't take shit from anybody. He don't care. And it sucks for him, you know, because he's I feel like he's one of those guys that's due to win. You know. But
no, I agree. You know, because that
something always happens.
Yeah, we've seen that sort of character from Joel Embiid, especially how he handled the Ben Simmons situation. You know, when Ben Simmons was quivering in the corner, trying to figure out whether he wanted to play basketball or not, or trying to find his aspirations to even play basketball in the first place. You know, Joel Embiid was like, look, I got to play right now. I got to look ahead of this season. I got to play with this team that's right in front of me right now that want to play, right? So I'm taking away from that sort of thing that Joel Embiid puts out. So, you know, with James Harden, you know, we've heard these things in the background, but then, you know, in our face, you know, we would hear, oh, you know, I want to play here. There was dysfunctional stuff going on with the Brooklyn Nets. There ain't that much dysfunction going on in Philadelphia right now. Right now, they're keying off on the playoffs. Yeah. They're worried about the playoffs, right? Yeah. And then so that's what we expect to see from the 76ers, right? They're one of those teams like, oh, we got to see something there. And they're playing good basketball right now. It's not like they're playing bad basketball. Right. You know, they're playing good basketball. But I 100%, bro, I got to agree with you, bro. Like, even though the 76ers look really, really good, I don't see them beating the top teams of the East. I don't see them beating a team like the Celtics, and I don't see them beating a team like the Bucks. Right. You know, and a large part of that isn't because. And
I tell you one thing. They meet the Knicks in the playoffs, and I don't see them beating the Knicks. They have issues playing the Knicks during the regular season, man. The Knicks.
I don't fall to that, bro. I don't fall to that, bro. I feel like when it comes down to the regular season matchups, when you face a team 4 times a year. I mean, I've seen teams lose to a team 4 times in a regular season, but then beat them in the playoffs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think really what it comes down to when you try to measure these teams on how they measure up throughout the season, not particularly against that matchup. Like, yeah, you can factor in, some of the players and how they can probably give them a little bit of trouble, and you can pinpoint some of the matchups towards their matchups, their players and their personnel. Right. But I think it really ultimately comes down to how the team played well overall. Like, certain statistics like rebounding, pace, turnovers, assists, 3-point percentage. I think things like that truly matter. And I think experience will come down to that game. Also,
I'm talking out of my ass because I'm a fan. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
you hoping there. You hoping for hope.
I would love to see the Knicks beat the 36ers in the playoffs. But yeah, I mean, that's true. The Sixers, that would, if they're going to lose to someone, it would be to the Bucks or to Boston. Definitely.
Hey, what
But then that Harden's gonna run away. That's just crazy, and I love to tease Josh about this. Not tease him, but just to remind him what kind of player he really is, and he's one of those reasons. Him, KD, Kyrie, they're big reasons why this next CBA that's gonna come up is gonna be bad on the players, man. These owners are gonna want to take over the commission is going to side with them because players have too much power right now, and they're abusing it. They're abusing it.
Ben Simmons, too. Ben Simmons is going to be on the forefront.
Ben Simmons. Yeah, there's a bunch of guys, man. They're ruining it for them.
Yeah. I would say the forefront of that whole thing is more so like Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Ben Simmons. Really, and honestly, to an extent, Kevin Durant too.
That's why I mentioned that too. Yeah,
you can't gloss over.
He signs a 4-year contract, and then he's like, "Yo, I want to trade." What? Like that's dumb, man. That's dumb. I know. I know that the organization is dysfunctional and stuff, but still, like they were on a good pace. They were up there with the top teams in the East, but now let's break it up because I want to trade. Like that's some crazy shit, and that's what I'm telling you. This next CBA is going to be really bad for the players, man.
Yeah, but so you're predicting a potential lockout?
Probably, man, because it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight.
Yeah. No,
players have too much power right now, and the owners are going to want to take some of it back.
And going back, you know what? I'm gonna take a hot take too, because I said this to Ty a little bit earlier. But you know what? I'm gonna state this now. Due to our conversation in Discord, but we gonna get a little bit deeper into that. I'm not too high on the Nuggets, man. I'm not too high on this team. I see them as a great team. Don't get me wrong. Jokic is a great player. Nuggets are a great team, but I just don't see the championship makeup. I don't see a championship team.
I'm not going to disagree with you on them winning the championship. I feel like they're the top team in the West, definitely, but they're not beating any team in the East. They're not. I don't care who shows up in the East. They're not beating anybody in the East. And just on the fact that, like I told you again, I tell you time and time again, defense wins championships. Every team, if you look at Philly, if you look at Boston, if you look at the Nuggets, if you look at Cleveland, if you want to put them in the mix, they all play defense, and they're not going to get past that. Jokic could average all the triple doubles he wants against all the teams in the West, but when he faces any team in the East, that's when it stops. That's what's going to stop. Yeah. I don't disagree with that they're going to win. They're not going to win. I don't feel like they're going to win the championship this year. It'd be nice if because we had this discussion earlier about him winning his It's his third MVP in a row and all this stuff. It'd be nice. But I don't see it happening, man, because the East is too strong. I know John Moran talks a lot of crap, but he was right to say, "Yo, I'm not scared of anybody." Yo, he should be. He should feel that way because the West is really wide open. The East is the tough conference right now. I feel.
Yeah.
They all play defense and they all shut you down. So
They'll
bring you down to their level. That's the thing. You know, they don't have. I mean, even though Boston and Philly and Bucks, they could score a lot of points, but they score less than any of those teams in the West. But they'll bring you down to their level just because they play that defense, that rough defense. You know. And I feel like the East is going to take it. One of these Eastern teams is going to take it this year. It's not going to be the Nuggets.
No, I agree. I think a team from the East takes it this year, and I've been high on the East, man. I've been high on the East, especially with the way the Bucks have been playing. I can't look at how the Nuggets are playing and not factor in how the Celtics have been playing too, because they've been great on the offensive and the defensive side of the ball.
Right, exactly.
You know, and then so if let's just say if I were to theorize, right? If I were to put the Nuggets, let's just say the Nuggets do go to the finals and they go against the Boston Celtics. My point is, and why I don't believe Nuggets have that championship makeup, because if you put I think front court is a big part in a team establishing a championship team, right? If you don't have, even if your front court doesn't have a dominant scorer, they need to have somebody in their lineup who can at least defend. And with the Celtics, I can give you at least 4 guys on their front court who can defend. You know, with the Nuggets, right, they have great offensive talent, but they also have inconsistent offensive talent, right? We're talking, even though Jokic, right, he opens up the floor for his guys. You're starting to see guys like Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr. play at a really great level. But, you know, when I look at Michael Porter and Aaron Gordon, who's the best defender between those two? Who are you picking out of those two to
Who
go?
do you pick out of those two?
Yeah.
No, and my thing is that you look at what happened. I mean, we don't have to go too far. Look what happened when they faced Philly. You know, it wasn't a good look for them. It wasn't a good look for the Nuggets when they faced Philly. I mean, this guy destroyed them. Embiid destroyed them by himself. You know, they can't stop anybody really on the East. They don't have that great defense like these teams in the East have.
No,
now,
I agree.
I feel like they're gonna run away with the West, but when it comes to the championship, that's when they're gonna fall short. I can't put him past that. It would be nice for Jokic to win the championship. I'm telling you, you know, because I like the kid. You know, he's growing up to be one of the dominant centers of all time. But I don't know. I don't think the team has the makeup.
Let me see. I had something for Jokic. Well, I want to hear your opinion on this real quick. It was supposed to be CBS Sports top 10 players list. Okay, here it is, right here. Let me get this out of here. Okay, so this is CBS Sports top 10 players according to Brad Botkin. Got this from The Herd, right? Nick Wright was he was the one presenting this. And I want to hear your guys' opinion. Todd, you can tap in. You can tap in first. If not, Will, you can give your perspective on it.
Well, I disagree with this list, but I'll let him go first.
Todd, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What do you think about this list, Brody?
I think Giannis should be number one.
I get it. Like I
Mhm.
get. I feel like this is just like. I feel like this list was probably made like last month.
Now this was recent, bro.
Yeah,
No, I feel like
they
this
came
list.
out. I saw that list come out recently too. Yeah, but I don't know, man. Embiid is way too low.
Mm.
Embiid is way too low. Yeah, this should be number one.
You want me to you want me to give my what I think first?
Yeah, give me your opinion.
All right, so I agree with Will. Giannis deserves to be number one. This is completely to have Giannis at number two is completely all bullshit to me.
Yeah.
First off, right? This isn't a freaking MVP vote. This is literally the top NBA players in the league, bro. So that's to the side. I think having a list like this is different than an MVP list, right?
Yeah.
Because you can still have Giannis play at an MVP level, right? Be the best player, but then you can still give Jokic the MVP, for respect of what he's doing, particularly, on the metrics end, and even due to his record. But Giannis, in his case, in his development, right, his team has been just as successful, right? They're on a 12-game winning streak.
They have basically the same record, don't they?
Right.
Nuggets
and this 12-game winning streak. This is the second time they've done this in franchise history since 1974, right? Now, my thing about it with Giannis is, first off,
hurt.
Exactly. Giannis has earned the right to be the number one best player in the East. My thing about it is, where has Jokic earned the right to be the number one best player in the NBA? What has Giannis done that Jokic hasn't? In terms of accomplishments and accolades, Giannis gives 90%, in my opinion, Giannis gives 90% of Jokic's offense and quadruples the defensive output on the defensive end of the ball, right? So there's no doubt about it. Giannis is number one. I think LeBron needs to be above Shaq Gill and John Morant. I think LeBron James is still a top 10 player. I would still have him at the bottom 10, but I don't think he deserves to be below Shaw and Ja. I think Damian Lillard is very debatable. I wouldn't disagree with you if you had Damian Lillard above LeBron James. But honestly, I would keep it at that. Those are really the two biggest things I would take. But yeah, the biggest thing that I don't like is Giannis being under Nikola Jokic. I don't think he's earned that right to be over Nikola Jokic. MVP, completely different story. Top NBA players, get out of here with that, bro.
Yeah, I think it would be Giannis, Jokic, and then Embiid. And then go Doncic, Tatum, Durant. But Embiid is too low too, man. He's top three, definitely. In the league? Come on, man. One of the most dominant forces in the league, man.
Ty?
I agree with what y'all saying. I'm just tight. I'm looking at these basketball games. I'm mad right now. So
I already know why you mad, bro.
You got bets going on or something?
Yeah, I'm just mad right now, bro. I'm just eating. I got my bets going on. I'm tight right now. I'm just saying. Yeah. Josh Giddey just gave me tight. He might be the only dude to sell me tonight. I just needed 15 from this boy, bro. Bro, you got yeah.
How many he has?
He probably last time I seen he had 7. Nah, yeah, he got 7 points. He playing ass. I should have just took Jalen Williams. I know one of them was gonna go off tonight. I thought it would be Giddey. That's cool. They gave me my money back though.
All right, so
this is wild though. But let's say what you was about to say, Pat.
No. Finish what you gotta say, bro.
Nah, yeah, this list is wild though. You feel me? Like to me, you feel me? Like I feel like it's just a moment thing. You feel me? Like all that having like Shea like top 8 players. You feel me? Like
right?
I ain't gonna. like I ain't gonna lie, like what he doing, what he doing is good, but it's like not all the time, like I feel like certain stuff you notice. So I feel like right now it's just going based off of his scoring, his facilitating, you feel me? But I don't know. This is a real risky list.
Mm.
Well, yeah, hey, continue what you're saying, bro.
I think Donovan Mitchell should also be top 10. Yeah, Shea's definitely not top 10, man. Come on. I think,
but he's definitely the most improved player this year for sure.
Who?
Rashad Gill.
Oh, right, yeah, definitely, yeah, he is.
Mm.
But he's not top 10, man. Come on. He's not top 10.
But let's ask this though, because I know you guys. I know we were talking about this earlier, Will, right? And the pressure that is amounting on Nikola Jokic. I feel like I'm calling this early, but you know what? I want to just get it ramped up as soon as as early as I can be, because I want to be one of the first people to be on this. Because I already told you my thing. I already said Denver Nuggets. They're not. They're in a position to win a title, but I don't feel like they're equipped to win a title, right? For the reasons that you stated earlier. I think more than likely a championship team is going to be coming from the East, right? I firmly believe that. And with Nikola Jokic, man, it just comes down to how good is he. And I think he's a phenomenal player. I think he's a great player. I think AK thinks that I'm saying that he's not. I'm just trying to put him up to the standard as much as everybody else, as much as Giannis, as much as KD, as much as Steph Curry, as much as LeBron, as much as every great that's won MVP before him, even James Harden, right? We just talked about James Harden when it comes to championship aspirations and how you're supposed to live up to it as a superstar, right? And I feel like Nikola Jokic isn't short of that. He would be the first MVP, right, to have 3 straight MVPs and not even have an NBA Finals appearance or win a championship, right? We have players like Wilt Chamberlain and Larry Bird to have accomplished that feat, and even Bill Russell also. So Nikola Jokic should be on a very, very special list, one that would not be very complimenting to his career. Now, that's where I would come into play and where my stance takes on this. Right. And
I wasn't just, I don't know if when we were talking on the Discord, when I was writing, that I got my message through. I don't disagree with you. That's not what I don't disagree with what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
What I had a problem with was the post, because the post was implying that Jokic doesn't deserve these MVPs because he's not going to win the championship. You know what I mean? So that's where I had a problem with the post, because, and that's why I was telling you, the regular season is one award, and that's why in the playoffs you get another award. But I agree with you. Yeah, I mean, if he wins his 3rd MVP and he doesn't win the championship, he deserves a lot of scrutiny. He does. He does. I don't disagree with that at all. And that's what I was trying to get. That's the point I was trying to get across. Like, I wasn't disagreeing with you. I just didn't agree with that post. Because that post was implying that because he's not going to win, or because he hasn't won, he doesn't deserve these MVPs, which is not. One thing has nothing to do with the other. That was the point I was trying to make.
No, I understand. And my thing about it is, though, too, because first off, up until today, I would have had Giannis as MVP favorite. Like, I feel like heading into the All-Star break, I felt like Giannis was an MVP runner. I felt like they weren't really pushing the narrative for Giannis to really be MVP. I mean, the guy went on a 11-game win streak. Not only that, was he averaging damn near 40 and leading the league in rebounds, right? And it's not like Giannis doesn't dish out assists also, right? I feel like when it comes to the MVP metrics and the criteria for MVP, because this year didn't apply, the same criteria didn't apply last year. Last year it was like, okay, I feel like Jokic has a better argument this year. The crazy thing about it, I feel like he has a better argument this year for MVP than last year. He has a better argument this year, you know? And that's a part of that is because of team success. And I think a big part of, who will win MVP this year also will be due to team success, right? Because I feel like if Giannis still keeps up with the numbers that he has and misses minimal time moving forward, and they have a better record than the Nuggets, and it's not like Giannis doesn't have average more points and rebounds than Jokic. Jokic just, he leads in a lot of advanced metrics. But if I were to bring up the advanced metric stats in the first place, a lot of those top 10 guys in those categories are not even top 10 players, right?
Yeah.
So my thing about it is, and first off, that's the one, right? I like to lean, when it comes down to MVP, I like to lean a little bit more towards traditional numbers, traditional stats. You get what I'm saying? Because you can't really change those up. It is what it is with those numbers, right? With advanced metrics, a lot of them we don't even understand. Like I feel like a lot of people
don't understand, right? Yeah, right.
And don't even understand the formula and how that's even come up with in the first place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't even know how that number. Like some of these numbers, like you look at them and they'll have them above one of the greatest players, and you'll look at it and be like, this guy's not better than this guy. You know, guys are better than that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But come on, how it's pretty cold cut and clear. So that's one of the big reasons why I would have Giannis leading the polls. It's not like I'm trying to completely eliminate Nikola Jokic from the argument. I just feel like when it comes down to MVP, especially during the middle of the year, the list should be fluid. It shouldn't just be like, oh, well, he's averaging a triple double, so this is the reason why, and he had the best team. Now, we weren't even saying that about other players. We weren't saying about Giannis when they were one of the best teams in the East. Also, we weren't saying that. We were trying to take it away from Embiid when they were the best team in the East, right? So, my thing about it is
the thing where I don't know if you remember when Giannis won his.
I do.
He was the clear winner.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like who the hell else was gonna win?
One year was James Harden. One year they made a very valid argument for James Harden. I'm not gonna lie, because James Harden was up there when it came to per player efficiency and things he was doing that year. Like there was, I think it was the first year, if I'm not mistaken, when Giannis Antetokounmpo won. James Harden did have a very big argument. Continue what you were gonna say.
He did, but clearly Giannis was the man. He was the better player. He was the best player in the league that year. That's what it was. Last year, I feel like I kind of had Embiid winning. Like if I had a vote, I would have voted for Embiid, but I see why they voted for Jokic, because he had a trash team and he did all that. He was averaging a triple double, basically playing on a trash team. How is he getting all these assists? How is he doing all this stuff? So I understand why he won. You know what I mean? But if I had a vote, I would have given it to Embiid because he was the league leading scorer. He was the most dominant player in the league. And I feel he should have won. But all right, you can't take it away from Jokic. This year, I agree with what you're saying too. Like if Jokic ends up having a better record than Giannis, him averaging a triple double is he's the clear winner again. I think the only way Giannis wins it this year is if they end up having a better record. But I don't. Like I see, again, the eye test, right? You see Giannis is the most dominant player, but Jokic is gonna run away with it because he clearly has a better team and he's the best player on the best team. Like that's basically what MVP, traditionally is what it was.
But if they don't have the best record, are they the best team? Because right now they're not.
That's what I mean. Like if they don't end up having the best team, then you got to put other names in that ballot. And I think a lot of other people are going to get votes like Giannis.
Mm.
You know?
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you guys this.
Tatum should get votes too. I mean, he's chopped liver. I mean, the guy is like leading his team to the best record in the NBA right now. Like, why is he not even in the conversation? You know.
Mm. Nah, well, I think it's because of the output. Like he would be. I think he would be in that top 3. But for one, Giannis had that nice little run. But I think with Jason Tatum is probably going to overtake that spot. Maybe in the near future when the new list comes out. But I think for the most part, I think it's really between those 3 players. I think Tatum is just kind of like just out of the cut. But he still could be. I think they've done like a four. They haven't done a 4 playoff race before, or it's only always been 3.
Yeah, and I think this year Embiid doesn't give a shit. He don't care. He don't give a damn. Like, you know what? I don't want the MVP. I just want to win. That's his mentality right now. Which is good. Like good for him. So I don't think he's gonna be named in that with that 3-player race or whatever. I don't feel like he's gonna be, because he himself, he don't give a shit no more. He's like, whatever, man. I just want to win the championship. I don't give a damn about no title. No MVP.
I just want to say Josh Giddey sold me.
How many points he had?
Bro, he got 9 points, bro.
9 points, man.
Bro, he sold me, bro. Pat would have hit for 622. Pat, he the only person that sold me, bro.
Damn.
Yo, Will, it's the 2nd day in a row.
Yeah.
Yesterday, Will. This is why I hate these dudes, Will. I swear they get me tight. Because yesterday, all I needed was 4 assists from Fox, Will. I just needed 4 assists, right? You know how many assists he gets? He gives me 3. He gives me 3. Yeah. He's the only leg that messed up my parlay. I missed the one leg himself. I'm telling you, parlays always die by 1 leg and always die by 1 leg and like 1 stat away from what I need. Yeah. So long story short, he give me tight yesterday. Today, what he want to do? Have 4 assists in the first quarter, Will.
Oh, word.
Yeah, I was ready to throw my phone, but I threw my last phone, so I couldn't throw this phone. I already got a new phone, so I threw my phone, right? Now, Josh Giddey, the only dude on my I would have hit today for $622. For $622, Pat.
How many you had to get?
Bro, all I needed was 15 from him, bro. He just sold me, bro. Everybody else, all my other stuff, like all my if I make a ticket, right, I choose stats that like people can hit by halftime. So like I'll choose like Kawhi, like 3 rebounds, like 2 assists, like shit like that. Shit that like if they have a bad game, it can hit, and shit that can hit by halftime. You feel me?
And he's been playing real good though. He should have hit at least 15.
He should have hit it at least. And it's so crazy. I'm like, yo, you know what? I'm like, it's no, because if Shea in the game, he scored 15. I'm like, oh no, Shea? Oh, he damn sure scoring 15.
Yeah.
Bro, you got the damn bench players outscoring him, bro. What? Yo, this is embarrassing, bro. He get me tight, bro. This 2 days in a row.
Who they played today? They played the Suns today?
And they played the Suns, bro.
Yeah, they played the Suns right now. He's down by 8 right now.
This get me tight, bro, because I knew I should have took Chris Paul points. I knew I should have just took Chris Paul points. I said, yo, I'm debating. I'm like, yo, should I take his points? I'm like,
what are you playing? What app?
FanDuel.
Oh, okay. You do Prize Picks?
I can't do Prize Picks out here. It's not in Ohio.
Oh.
If I could, I would though. I like Prize Picks.
Yeah, Prize Picks is fun, man.
Yeah, I like Prize Picks. If I could, I would. I can't do Prize Picks because it's not out here. Like, and I could choose the same picks on like FanDuel, but it's like it's not the multiplier, so it wouldn't be.
Yeah,
like,
and it's different.
Yeah, it wouldn't be worth it. But I do enjoy it. I'm just, bro. He come on, man. All he had to do was give me 15 points, bro. My Lord, Giddey. And I was praying this game. They down by 8. And they sitting him, bro. He not coming back in the game. And he don't even got, bro, I'm bugging. He got 7 points. He don't even got 9. He got 7 points. Shot 3 for 14, bro.
Clippers Clippers and Kings looking like a good game too. Kawhi dropped 38 right now. He got 38 before the fourth.
Yeah,
And my dumb self, I only took him for 20. I only took him for 18 points, I think.
But I don't think you predicted he was going to drop 40 though.
Yeah. I was scared to go for the 20. I'm like, damn, you know what? I'm gonna take it for 18. I don't know if Westbrook gonna try to shoot him away out the game, you know. My son Westbrook doing his shit though.
He's doing the shit. No, and I feel like this is a good fit for him, man.
Yeah, that's what I just texted Pat. I just texted him that same thing.
This is a good fit for him because all he has to do is drive and kick out.
Yeah,
it wasn't like in LA where he got
8. He got 8 points, 3 rebounds, and 10 assists right now, bro.
Yeah, that's all you got to do is drive and kick out. Drive and kick out because the whole team can shoot.
Yeah, that was the case.
He's good. And in LA, they wanted him to shoot. They didn't want to do him. They didn't want to use him that way. You know, like his game is drive and kick out, drive and go for the dunk, drive and go layup, drive kick out.
They couldn't use him no other way. He ain't had no other people to cook it out. He could cook it out.
Yeah, right in LA. But right now in the Clippers, this is his type of team. I think he's gonna do good here.
That nigga LeBron tight right now.
He still had 5 turnovers. He was 37% from the field and 0% from 3 though.
I mean, but I'm explain. See, that's why you gotta watch the game, Pat, because stats don't tell you. Like when you watch the game, if you would have seen his turnovers came from like him going into the paint and passing it to Plumlee. I'll say at least 2, and I want to say 3, and I'll say 2 of his turnovers came from Plumlee. You got to remember he's a like fast-paced guard, so he has to adjust to the way he play. Like I feel like all them turnovers came off of like unexpected passes, like where Westbrook was like, and it was real good passes. It's just the person did not expect it. Like Plumlee, he run into the paint, you know, he coming in. Westbrook fast, you know, Plumlee sitting there like not thinking he going to pass it to him and he just get a turnover, you feel me? But 8 assists, you feel me? That's what come up, you feel me? You pass that ball, bro, you gonna listen, man. If you ain't getting no turnovers, you ain't passing the ball.
Yeah.
But you gotta look at the assist to turnover ratio, man. 5 turnovers and 10 assists.
So what? It's cool. We doing playing his first game.
Hey man, I'll give it a C plus. If he had 3 turnovers, if he
gets another bucket, he has a double. That's like a good debut. You know, that's pretty good.
And way his game looking, it might go to overtime because it's a back and forth game.
And we already know
the Clippers really got a good team. Like with the addition of Westbrook and Eric Gordon, bro, and then Plumlee. Like that really just like really gave them so much depth.
Plumlee's gonna have a double too. He needs a rebound and a bucket.
Yeah, bro. And I was scared. I should have took him for 6 rebounds, bro. Oh my god, I'm seeing him taking Josh Giddey 15. Yo, Josh Giddey, bro.
Josh Giddey.
Bro,
the kid is good, man. I don't understand.
I said Plumlee get 4 or 5 rebounds with Zubac out 17 minutes. I said he damn sure gonna give me 6. If they give him 30 minutes, he gonna give me 6 rebounds. Oh man, I should have said forget Giddey. I did not need him in my parlay. Yeah.
Yo. I'll follow y'all. Give me a second. Oh, breaking news though. Devin Booker apparently made the most threes under Suns franchise history. So he just.
Oh yeah, I heard he was gonna break that record today. Yeah, I read that earlier in the morning.
He just passed Steve Nash when it comes to 3 points made.
But that's why I seen the picture of Steve Nash. I got the game muted, so I can't hear it. And that's another thing. I just told you that, Pat, that I don't like. I need to be noticing some of these records, bro. Because if that's the case, I would have took his threes, bro.
Right, because you know that he's gonna start chucking them up just to get that record.
Yeah, I got his point. I had his points on another ticket, but told me. I had his 20 points. I would have took his threes too if I knew that. Oh my god, he's going bananas.
Man, all right, hold on. Clay just dropped 12 triples. He had 42 points tonight, beating the Rockets.
Young?
Clay Thompson.
Clay Thompson. Oh yeah. My son just sent me a highlight of him hitting that last three.
I'm actually bring that up right now because he
Yeah,
actually
made
12 threes, dude.
Yeah, he actually made a record. He has 3 career games with 12 3-pointers. That's the most in NBA history.
Against the Rockets. That shit's crazy. Why does Harden want to go to the Rockets? I still don't understand that move.
Yeah, he was. What you say, Ty?
I don't think that's real.
I've been seeing it a lot lately, though.
Yeah, I've been seeing that so much.
Yeah, I've seen that numerous times this year. Like that's popped up.
And they ask him, the media asks him, and he doesn't no, man, that's not true. No, yeah. He just lets it go, like it's suspicious.
Not leaving no Philly to go to no Rockets.
I mean, shit, he left the Nets. He left the Nets.
That was a different situation.
No, I know. I mean, but still, though, he could have still played that season out. Because remember, Kyrie and Kevin Durant played that year, so we still could have seen what it was like, and he still could have went to the 76ers. Because now it's like that trade for the Nets to give up, to trade for Ben Simmons. It looks like a flop, bro. Ben Simmons is not that guy anymore. He's a shell of himself at this moment.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think he's not going to get back to that level, because it's not like the level he set was pretty high. You know what I mean? Like, he just needs to be aggressive again, and then I think he can work. He can work from there by trying to build up some form of freaking shot whatsoever, dude.
I don't know, man. I don't think he's gonna get to that level. He hasn't improved. There you go. When Giannis came into the league, he was trash, and he improved. Like he had potential. And you could see that he wanted to work on his game. Look at him now. This guy has never worked on his game. All he worked on is his Instagram account. Make sure that we could see all his jackets and all his cars and all his shit that he has. But he's not improving any part of his game, And now that his, the pressure's on him, he has mental block or whatever bullshit he's saying. That's what the issue is. He doesn't want to play basketball. That's not. He wants to be an Instagram model.
All right, so let's cut to guys that do want to play basketball, right? Let's look at this Stephen A's list right here. Players with the most pressure to win a title. Take a look at it. Take a quick peek. All right, AK just joined the tab. Just joined. He just joined the list finally. Wasn't here for earlier. But let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about with the most pressure to win an NBA title?
Of course, it's CP3. He deserves all the pressure. And Harden.
I agree with this list.
Yeah.
I agree with this list. I would put Kyrie. I would put Leonard in third and put Jason Tatum last. Jason Tatum has just got into the picture. Really, does he really have that much pressure? No, he has a lot of years to go. I think Kawhi, his move to LA has not panned out up to right now. So he obviously has a lot of pressure. James Harden, obviously, and Chris Paul definitely has the most pressure. His career is basically over. This is the year that he needs to win right now, and that's it. This is his little window. He has the most pressure, definitely.
Can I say something real quick? My fault. When you done, Will, I'm gonna say something.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm done. Go ahead.
Wait, hold on. AK, what you had to say?
Is that Ty?
Yes, Ty, you know who it is. The dude that's about to be above you in fantasy. You know who it is.
Yeah, okay.
You know who it is. You know that
Because
voice.
I was wondering, this guy
That
tried
voice
to be
haunts
way
you.
too quiet. I know this guy was scared, so that's why he was like all quiet and all that.
Never that. Never that. Because I want to hear what y'all say first, but to me, I don't get how this. I don't even get how Stephen A. Smith was able to name 5 players and not have LeBron with pressure. Because LeBron put the P in pressure. Like like LeBron at least is more like if he's not ahead of Chris Paul, he under him. I feel like Chris Paul pressure is. I feel like Chris Paul is not of a pressure; it's just an expectation. It's not really a pressure. You feel me? I think it's an expectation where it's like, all right, it's expected. I feel like LeBron is more pressure because it's like the way it's like, all right, if he don't get a ring or this happened or they made this trade and they traded Westbrook, then if now, especially now that they don't have Westbrook, and if they not getting them W's, they beat the Warriors the other day, but that was like the Warriors without anybody in G League players, so it didn't make sense. But at the end of the day, like LeBron, I feel like he one of them players that has the most pressure. You for me, damn sure has the most pressure than Nikola. Like Nikola has no damn pressure in no ring. Nigga, he know he got his vacation ready. He ain't no pressure. He don't even need to be on this list.
No, I don't know how you. I don't know how what the mood is in LA or anything like that, but I feel like LeBron is clocked out already. Like he don't give a fuck about playoffs. He don't care about championships. He don't give a damn. All he's concerned now is to be healthy enough to play when his kid comes into the league. He wants to play with his son wherever his son gets drafted. So he's just gonna play out the next 2 years in LA, and whatever happens, happens. Like that's I feel like that's his attitude right now, and which is fine, because he's at the age and he wants to play with his son and he wants to go into the sunlight. That would be a nice moment to end his career playing with his son. That'd be who gets to do that, And I feel I don't know. That's like I said. I don't know what the mood is or what you guys hear out there in LA, but out here in the East, that's how I feel it. What's going on with him, in particular with LeBron.
Can I check real quick? It go back home. You see how you say the whole like him play with his son? Like, did he say this out his mouth, or this is just something?
Yeah,
because I heard
he said it out his mouth.
Yeah, he did. All right, so then before I say what I say, like to me, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I feel like if Bronny go in the league right now, he's not doing nothing. You feel me? If Bronny go in the league right now, I feel like he's not putting no pain on nobody.
No, it does. Isn't he like projected to make the league in like the next 2 years or some shit like that? Like not now. It's not gonna happen now.
He's going on the 24th draft.
24th?
But to me,
I mean, like in 2024.
2024, right? Yeah, that's what I hear too. I hear that's why LeBron is not going to. I mean, that's his plan. He's not going to re-sign with LA. He's going to let his contract expire. He play the 2 years left that he has in LA, and then sign with whatever team his son gets drafted to. Whatever team that he gets drafted to. I mean, that's what he said he's going to do. That's his plan. That's his plan to end his career. And I feel like that's
hearing that a lot.
Let me ask. Anybody else have anything to add as it pertains to the list stuff? I just wanted to ask.
I mean, that's also like a question. Like, I don't know what the mood is in LA. I don't really know if that's.
So let me
really.
It's kind of what I have to say is probably going to rebuttal or
okay. All right.
So as far as the list is concerned, I'm fine with it for the most part, but I did agree with moving Tatum. I don't think Tatum has the third most pressure in the league to win a title. Like, he just kind of emerged into that stratosphere. We were just having this conversation last year with Jason Tatum, emerging superstar. So if anything, he should be 5 on this list. I would have either Nikola Jokic or Kawhi Leonard in the 3rd and 4th spot, and then Jason Tatum in that 5th spot. But honestly, I would probably even have
I would have KD in the fifth spot instead of
I would have KD. Yeah, I would have KD. To be honest, I would have KD or either. I think KD is a better argument, considering how long in the league he's been, especially with the moves he made. But as far as from the top to the bottom, or at least for the majority of the players on this list, I mean, I agree. Like speaking to what you said though, Todd, with LeBron, I understand the angle where you're getting. I think with anything that pertains to LeBron comes with pressure, and he said it himself, coming out and saying, look, these are the most important 20 games of my career. Even though I feel like LeBron is playing with house money. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he has anything to prove that would change a lot of people's minds on how people look at him. And if anything, it's just icing on the cake, as it pertains to his career. So that's why I feel like there really is no pressure for LeBron to win a championship. I did speak on something like this earlier in the video before you guys tapped in. And I said, Chris Paul definitely would be at the top of this list because he's had a phenomenal career, man. He's led the league in numerous categories like assists and steals. He's been point guard for such a long time. And the only thing missing from his career is literally just a championship ring, and that would just key off everything. James Harden.
His window is very small right now.
Yep. And with James Harden, right, we've seen so many playoff forwards in the past. We've seen him slip up. We've seen the character behind the character. And so with James Harden, man, he just needs to live up to some form of expectation and play to some form of. He needs to just be aggressive in the playoffs. I just want to see James Harden do something big or have that big playoff moment. All right. I'm gonna refer to my list. You already know. The reason why I feel like Nikola Jokic has pressure, right, is simply because of the MVPs that he's receiving. Right. I get it's a regular season award. I get it. I'm not taking that away from him. But fact of the matter is, if he were to win another MVP, which would be his third straight, he would be the only player to not have won a championship in his 3-year span to win an MVP. So maybe if not now, he would definitely be in that list in the future. The reason why I got to look at him now is because we looked at Giannis or at least I did. I looked at Giannis in the same aspect. When Giannis was winning back-to-back MVPs, I held him to that same standard. And I said, you got to see something in the playoff. And so at that given moment in time, Giannis would be in that bill. But he made up for it by winning his championship. And I feel like Nikola Jokic deserves to be in the same position. Kawhi Leonard, same ordeal, right? He left the Toronto Raptors, came to the LA Clippers, even did that shiesty move with the Lakers and making them seem like he was going to to Lakers. Instead,
with the Clippers, right?
Yeah. It went to the Clippers, right? So,
but that's why I would put KD in that same list with him because he did the same thing,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
the same thing you're describing. What Leonard did, that's what KD did,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. No, you're good. So, with Kawhi Leonard, man, especially with the whole load management narrative and just him being out for some odd games or so, we want to, and especially with the approach with the Clippers on how they go about it, right? Like having Kawhi sit out for a lot of these games in the first half. It's clear that the Clippers, are looking, with their foresight, they're only looking towards the playoffs, right? So we got to see for everything that they saved up to that moment, we got to see what they're talking about in the playoffs, and for good reason. It's not like the Clippers are a bad team; they're a very good team. They're very capable of going to the finals and winning it all. And that's the reason why I feel like, Kawhi Leonard is legitimately on this list. Now, Jason Tatum, we spoke on that. He's emerging. I feel like he's just now creeping into things. So I don't feel like there's as much pressure. If anything, I don't feel like he deserves to be on this list compared to anybody else. But I would definitely go with KD and say that KD deserves to have a little bit more pressure, especially since now he's on a team where he can definitely win it again.
Right.
And
I've picked Chris Paul.
Yeah, and I've stated this to Josh because Josh was on some other shit trying to say that KD doesn't, he's playing with house money. He doesn't have anything else to prove, and I completely disagree with that.
Yeah,
right? And I said this. I said, and AK was there, I said with Kevin Durant is in the same position LeBron was in when he was going back to Cleveland. That's in the state that KD. That's the position KD is in right now. He's in the position when LeBron had just left Miami, went to Cleveland, and he needed to win another championship. KD is in that same predicament at this moment.
I mean, I would have. I agree with him. Totally agree. Because he left San Francisco and he left Golden State, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was gonna sign with the Knicks, and then Kyrie said, "Nah, come over here to Brooklyn.
Yep.
We're gonna win a championship here in Brooklyn. All right, let's go to Brooklyn." And then he goes to Brooklyn, and then he makes the team waste all their picks and all this shit just to play with Jordan, with what's his name, Jordan, the center,
DeAndre Jordan,
who's way past his prime and all that shit, but just because that's his buddy. And then he
was terrible. He was terrible too.
He was horrible. Yeah,
he was terrible that year.
And then he pushes that coach that was building a good culture in the Nets, and he brings in Steve Nash, his guy.
Horrible. Yeah, that was the worst.
They could run all over him. You know, they don't need a coach. You know, it was the worst freaking coach ever. And then again, let's get Harden in here. And they get rid of all the depth that they had. They got rid of Dinwiddie. They got rid of Allen. They got rid of a bunch of guys that were making up a good squad. They had a good system going. And bringing Harden to then trade him away in less than a year, like that. And then he asked for a trade after signing a 4-year contract. Like he's been making such trash moves. He's not on house money at all, man. He needs to win. He really needs to win to prove, that he's still. But he's been making some really bad moves, man. One of the reasons why the CBA is gonna freaking crash in on the players, man. he was the GM basically, and all his moves are trash. And now look at him. Now he's on in God's good grace. He's on a spot where he can freaking win again, and if he doesn't, that's crazy.
Hey man, so let me ask you this, bro. If you agree with me on so many things up on this live stream, why you be over here gassing up this man AK Head?
Gassing up. Bro, what is this guy trying to say? Bro,
Talking about, man.
You see, because Boat actually understands talent. He knows when something's properly rated and when something's overrated.
Bro, but we remember that list I just showed you with the CBS Sports with the top NBA players?
Okay.
He just said Giannis should be number one.
Yeah, Giannis should be number one.
Over Jokic?
Yes.
Yeah, as the top. Well, as the top. But we went over this though. As a top player, Giannis is a better player.
But who's the top player on the top team?
But Jokic, if we're gonna, like we said, if we're gonna put that category, if we're gonna vote for MVP, and if the Nuggets end up having the best record, he would be the best team on the best team. He would be the best player on the best team.
That's the point. He's the best player on the best team, which is why he's going to be
the best team. You're trying to first off, he's not the best team. You have. No, they're not. The
Celtics are. Yeah,
the Celtics are a better team than the Nuggets. Get that? They've been
bro,
the best team.
But they're only a game ahead, though. That's not like
they're head to head, bro. You're saying like they're far better, bro. They're pretty much have the same.
They are.
Bro, you're fucking ridiculous right now.
No, I'm not.
Go to the standings.
They're only a game ahead, though. They're only a game ahead. They're
one game ahead.
They're only one game ahead.
But my point
because they have one more win and one less loss, so they're a game ahead.
But my point of what you're saying, he's saying the best player on the best team. He's not the best player on the best team. He's not the best player, and they're not the best team. Is my point. The Celtics have been the best. You can make an argument for best player, which we'll still disagree on. But you
That's
don't
why.
have.
That's why I was saying. That's why I was saying that Tatum should be included in the argument of MVP because why is he chopped liver? Why is he chopped liver? He's
No,
actually,
but he definitely should be. But if we're saying best player on the best team, then it's definitely not Giannis because he's not the best player on the best team. Because they
have a better record than the Nuggets as of right now. They're not the best. You keep saying they're the best team. They're not the best team. They're the best. He's the best player on the best team in the West. That's it. He's not the best. The Nuggets are not the best team.
They're the second best.
They're the third best.
Second best.
But that's what I was. My argument was that if the Nuggets do end up having the best record, he's the best player on the best team. He obviously should win the MVP. If it's the other way around, then yeah, other people should have more consideration. But just by and just looking at it, that's why I was telling you. Traditionally, that's what the MVP was: the best player on the best team. In rare occasions, they choose guys like Jabbar when he was in the Bucks. When he won his MVP, he wasn't the best player on the best team. His team didn't make the playoffs. He was just the best player in the freaking world, and that's it. At the time. Right now, there's no clear-cut person like that in the league. I mean, you could say I feel like Giannis is a better player. Like he's a more dominant force than Jokic. But Jokic has at the end of the day, he has those triple doubles that should keep adding up, and if he, like I said, if he ends up having the best record, he's the best player on the best team. He should be the MVP. He should win the third. I feel like he's winning his third in a row, man. At the end of the day, it's going to come out to him winning the third in a row.
I wouldn't dispute that so much. My thing is, right, I mean, and that just goes back to what we said earlier, right? I feel like the MVP is really going to fall down to team success, right? And we said that earlier. If Giannis is playing the way he has and they have a better record than the Nuggets, I feel like that gives Giannis a stronger argument than Jokic. And if Jokic, the Nuggets, have a better record than the Bucks, I feel like that should lean more leverage towards his argument. Now, if Tatum is in the bunch, and because the Celtics have maintained consistency of being the best team in the NBA record-wise for a long time, but it's not set in stone. So time is going to unveil that, and then we're going to see how that wraps up here in a bit. But I want to ask this.
But that's not entirely true. The Celtics just overpassed the Nuggets recently. The Nuggets have been the best team in the NBA for most of the year. The Celtics have been up there, and they just overpassed them. Like I said, they're a game ahead of the Nuggets. But that just happened recently, right before the All-Star game. That's not. They've been the top team in the East, but they haven't been the top team in the NBA.
That has been the case all season long. Remember, the Celtics started off stronger than any other team in the East. Now, I'm not trying to take away what the Nuggets are doing completely, because there was a stretch where the Nuggets did have a very good running. And remember, because remember before Luka, right? Luka and Embiid, Giannis, those were the guys that were leading in the MVP polls, and then Jokic started to climb up a bit as team success started to grow more and more. So you're probably referring to that window where when Jokic was MVP was increasing. So that's probably during that timeline where they started to be in the fold with having the best record. Because remember, they didn't start off that way with having the best record in the league.
No, they didn't.
Remember?
It was the best record.
Yeah, or in the NBA. right now. But I want to ask this though, because this is where I want to get you up on the wall here. Now, if you any player in the league, right, you need to get a shot, right? Who are you going with first? That comes to mind. You need 3 players. You need a shot. You need a bucket. Who's the first that comes to mind?
Kevin Durant.
Okay. Can I say that for
Oh,
all
I
you
thought
guys?
I thought he was gonna say Giddy.
He's funny for that, Will. I like that one. I need a bucket under. I'm going Kevin Durant. I'm going Curry. My third one. I got to take my son Melo. No, those are the first 2 I could think of right now, though. I probably could think of another one, but that was the first 2 I'm thinking of.
You can throw in the name. I want to hear Will's answer though too. So whenever you come up with a name, you can throw it out there. Will, what's yours?
I would have to agree. KD.
Hey, AK, you after Will.
I would say KD. Then I would say second. I would say Luka. I hate the fact that I'm gonna say what's his name? Curry.
All right.
I really feel Curry destroyed the league, but it's not really his fault. Like,
okay, all right. Let me now, AK. Who are your 3 players you going with? You need a bucket.
KD, Luka, and Shea.
Okay.
oh,
All right.
okay. Yeah.
All right. That's good. All right.
I like that, AK. I thought you would say Jokic.
Now.
He's getting to this. I know Pat's about to be like, yo, why are you not
Why you not pick Jokic, dog?
All right. So let me ask this now. You need to stop. Who you going with?
My boy Mitch Robinson, boy. Yo, he came back today. He was playing dope. Nah. I'll give you a real answer later.
Do it matter what position?
Nah.
I just need to stop.
Yeah, you need to stop. I'm particularly going for stars though, but I mean you can list out whoever you want.
You going to go for guards?
No, stars, not guards.
Oh, stars. I got you. I'll take Kawhi. I'll take Kawhi to give me a stop.
Hold on, y'all.
That's a
I'm gonna let
hard one.
somebody else go.
That's a hard one because nobody plays defense today. But I would have to say Kawhi, and then second, I would say, I don't know if you want to call him a star, but I would say Smart from the Boston Celtics. And I would say Giannis from the Bucks.
Yeah, I was thinking Giannis for a second.
Yeah, but I would be in that order. I would say Kawhi, then Smart, then Giannis, and maybe.
Kawhi, you said Kawhi Smart. Well, why not have Giannis, bro? Giannis deserves. If you need a star, why not Giannis on it?
I feel like that was too easy. That's why I knew it was, but I'm like, I feel like it was.
Hey, go with your gut, man. There's no right or wrong answers here.
Okay.
I like Smart though, man, because Smart is so underrated, man. As a defender, he's the best defender in the NBA, man.
AK.
I'd agree with Kawhi. I'd say
Oh, bro, to my fault, bro. Yo, nah, this is a crazy game, bro. The Kings is going into overtime. De'Aaron Fox just pulled a crazy. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Y'all missing a crazy game. Malik
Damn.
Monk just shot a crazy 3 to tie the game to take it to overtime, bro. They was down by like 6, like with a minute left, bro.
Word?
Yeah, this a crazy game, bro. Josh Giddey, you goddamn bum. Oh my lord, you goddamn bum, Josh Giddey. Josh, bro, listen, no lie, cause bro, them going to overtime clears everything. Even all my stuff hit already, but even if I think Kawhi, I just needed one more rebound from him. If he didn't get that yet, if he didn't get that rebound, I believe that he should have that rebound. Let me see if he got it.
How many rebounds he need?
Oh yeah, I needed him for 3. So then overtime would have blessed me. Josh Giddey, you a bum. Yeah, Josh Giddey the only dude that messed me up. I was about to say it was gonna be Kawhi not giving me 3 rebounds.
Finish up though, AK.
My fault.
Shit. What was I saying?
You said Kawhi.
Kawhi.
Jaren Jackson. Bro, is pretty
Jaren
much
Jackson?
the best. Bro, he's the best defender in the league.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, forgot about him.
And
Mitch Robinson, dog.
Nah, no.
Josh Hart.
Nah, hear me out. Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Buckets. Oh, that's a good one too.
Okay.
Bro is a fucking beast as a defender. People sleep on Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, they sleep. Definitely.
Okay. All right, now I'm shocked to be honest though, because I mean at least for one person, you know what I'm gonna say, you know what's about to happen. None of you guys said Jokic.
Okay, and notice how in the previous ones none of us said Giannis or Embiid, not unanimously.
I mean, somebody at least he was on there for defense. Nobody said Jokic for anything. And if you ask me personally, if I need a bucket, I would have Giannis in that top 3. I would have Giannis in my top 3 to get a bucket. My 3 players are KD, Giannis.
I wouldn't have Giannis. No, not necessarily, because
I wouldn't have the top 3.
He has to abuse the paint. Like he has to work his ass off. I mean, nobody works their ass off like he does.
He can do it. Is my point.
But he has to work his ass off that it might not happen though. You know what I mean? Like in a precious. I mean, you don't know. It's not guaranteed. Like KD. KD is guaranteed. He don't need to abuse the paint. He don't need. You can just fucking pull up and it's fucking wet. It's crazy, you know,
bro.
Giannis is not that automatic, dog. It's not that automatic.
You see, this guy tries to make an example with this bullshit, bro. It doesn't fucking matter, bro. Look, since we all like advanced stats so much, look at the leaders in like the fucking clutch stat. It's Buddy Hield and Jordan Clarkson. You want to say those are the best players in the league? Fuck no. I didn't bring
up no advanced stats, bro. It's your fans that love advanced stats. I'm just bringing you. This is strictly
opinion, I'm bringing you right now advanced
This is strictly opinion. And I'm not going off you. You going off. I'm going off
leaders what I feel. And Jordan Clarkson.
Okay. That's pretty. That's cute.
Exactly. The point is, it doesn't fucking matter, and
that's not what I'm saying.
It's fucking bullshit.
I didn't even bring up the stats. I was just saying who would you want to get a bucket, and reason why I would pick Giannis because I've seen it, bro. I've seen him drop 50 with over 60% shooting. Right now, that's a pretty freaking high field goal percentage. With that being said, in a championship scenario. That's the reason why I would go with Giannis. I've seen him go in battles in the East, and we can't say that he hasn't. He's faced against some tough competition, some tough defenses, right? in the Heat, in the Celtics, in the Nets, right? Going head to head, with KD in the Nets, putting up 40 in each game because we know Giannis can go out and go after it. That's the reason why I have Luka on there as third. Now, as far as just getting a stop, I'll get Giannis, I'll get Embiid, and you know what? Just to throw somebody out there, I like your pick, AK. I'm gonna throw Jaren Jackson Jr. on there to get a stop. But other than that, man, that's what I got.
Mitch Robinson, man, fuck that.
I'm dead.
Now I'm gonna have some of this. I'm gonna have this shot real quick.
Yeah, bro is about to get us banned for fucking.
Hold on, let me see. See what else is going on. What's that game looking like, bro? That shit's looking exciting.
Yes, sir. They in overtime right now.
He got his 4th rebound.
Let me check. I just needed 3.
Oh yeah, no, 3. Yeah, he's got 2.
Nah, he ain't getting it.
I can't wait for this playoff, bro. I can't wait for it because I'm telling you, bro, the pressure is coming. It's only around the corner. And it's for a lot of players. And you know what? I don't even want to keep harping on because I have an entire off season to get on Joker, bro. I'm gonna have an entire summer to get on his ass. All right, so I'm gonna take away from that just a little bit. I'm gonna shift it over. All right,
That's some next level hating.
Nah, bro, it's not no hating, bro. All I bring up is expectations, bro. I just speak out. I'm speaking out. One, when I say it's my opinion, I state it's my opinion, right? But I try to keep it as factual as possible. Bro, you know what this man tried to say the other day? This man tried to say Jokic got better defense than Embiid and Giannis,
hey,
bro.
Bro.
Hear this out.
Yo,
Give him the facts, bro.
No, Hawk. Hawk.
Yeah.
Give him the facts.
Yo, Hawk, tell me this. If a person... Is he still here?
I'm here, yeah. I'm just...
Oh, yeah. If a person averages more blocks and steals than you, is he a better defender than you?
If he averages more steals and blocks?
Yeah, blocks and steals than you. Is he a better defender?
Yeah.
Exactly. See?
So who does he have more blocks and steals than? Explain to me.
Than Giannis.
Than Giannis. So let me ask you this, Will. You wholeheartedly believe that he's a better defender than Giannis. Please enlighten me.
I'm not saying all time, but this season he is.
This season he's still a better defender than Jokic. What are you talking about, bro?
Well, if he would have averaged more blocks and steals than Jokic, but
bro,
he's not.
Blocks and steals is an outlier. It's an anomaly. First off, do you know how common it is to get a block and a steal? What about man coverage?
I mean, Nick Claxton leads the NBA in blocks. We're not gonna lie to ourselves and say that Nick Claxton is the best defender in the NBA. Like we know it's Jared Jackson or it doesn't. In theory, I would say, whoever has more blocks and more steals is the better defender, maybe slightly, but I don't know in the pressure situation, man. I don't know. He didn't look too good against Embiid the other night, man. That was disappointing, man. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
When they played the 76ers, he couldn't stop Embiid for shit. He was pissing me off because I know that on this podcast we were going to hear about it.
Really gonna hit the end of that.
So and here's what I said to deflect that, right? I don't know if you guys can look it up here. It's a little bit distant, so if you can't read it, I'm gonna read it off. So basically, what it states is like the lowest opponent field goal percentage with a minimum of 500 field goal attempts per in total this season. Giannis is at the top, holding every opponent that he's faced to 41.3%.
Yeah, because that's another thing. That's another thing. The pressure too. See, a lot of people I keep harping that this league doesn't play defense. But the thing is that when you watch the Knicks, right, and they play man to man, when you watch Jokic, when you watch the Celtics, when you watch the Bucks, they play man to man, and they don't switch as often as a lot of these teams do. That pressure itself causes turnovers, even though it's not a steal, it's not a block. That pressure that the man is covering causes turnovers, and that should be taken into consideration too. It's not just the actual stat of blocks and steals,
And I will also add on to what you said though, Will, also that defensive metrics and defensive stats, like for one, I mean, we kind of pointed out that it doesn't tell the entire story. And two, defensive metric stats haven't been that advanced for a long time. If we had to go back just 5 years ago, defensive metrics, defensive stats haven't been that advanced as far as offensive stats in recent memory. Like they're still trying to find a way to really measure defense, right? Defensive rating is still a relatively new concept that's just being implemented, right? So a lot of defense comes from actually watching the game and seeing how these players
eye test. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up, because like I was saying, like I always harp, in the 90s you would see these teams just the eye test. There was a lot of hand checking going on and all this stuff, but just the fact that I don't know if you guys know this, but here in New York, the Knicks, every time there was a home game, if the Knicks held a team below 85 points, we would get free pizza the next night from a Pizza Hut. So that's why the arena would go crazy, just screaming defense, because that was a thing, and the metrics maybe are new or whatever, but just on the eye test, the Knicks were one of the top defensive teams in the NBA, because they kept teams under 85 when in a win, like that. The eye test is a big factor, Even today, when you see a guy hound a player like Alvarado from
Pelicans,
the Pelicans, right? You just on the eye test, he may not be getting all those steals and all that, but he's causing enough pressure for there to be disruption in the offense. And that should count. I don't know where Alvarado lands on steals. I know Josh Hart from the Knicks leads the league in steals and tips or whatever, tip passes and stuff. And you can see it in the eye test. Like you can see the way Josh Hart hounds these people. But the same thing goes for Alvarado, and same goes for like Kawhi. You can see them. You can just see it. Maybe they're not getting the steal, but they're causing the turnover. One way or another, they're causing the turnover. And Giannis is one of those, we got to be honest. Giannis is one of those players where he causes turnovers, even though he may not be getting the block or the steal, but he's causing the turnover.
But yeah, man, I don't want to take too much from him. But just to give end off on a good note, at least give Jokic a little bit of leeway here. He does have the most efficient floater in the league with 67%.
Wow, close to the basket, so I hope he's
yeah, those are like 30% of his buckets.
Bro,
no, but he also shoots threes, so you can't take that away from him. He has a good shot.
Bro, he's 40% from 3-pointer.
Yeah, he
How
can hit
many
it from
threes
anywhere
he
on the
shooting
court,
a
man.
game? How
Bro,
many
that
threes he
doesn't
shooting a game? You trying to
That-
give that man all? How many threes he shooting a game?
Bro, but that proves why he's so fucking efficient. And they're
If he's not
studying.
shooting that many threes and he's hitting a high percentage of the shots
Bro,
that he does take, that's pretty good, man.
Yeah, bro thinks that you're just supposed to be like Kobe, just like shoot shot, and
No, that's
fucking
not what I'm saying.
whether
though,
you
bro.
miss or not. But Jokic, that's what
That's not what I'm
makes
saying.
Jokic very valuable because he actually knows when to shoot and when not to shoot.
Mhm.
Um,
No, but see,
Yeah, he doesn't take
no.
wasted shots. He does take high percentage shots,
Jokic-
whether they're threes or twos or
exactly.
in the paint,
Jokic is
whatever.
one of the. Jokic will go down as one of the greatest playmakers, and that's
One
a
of the
fact.
most efficient. Yeah, he will go down as one of the most efficient offensive players in the
Exactly.
NBA history. I mean, right now he's in that category.
Mm-hmm.
And we were having this discussion last year, even right. Remember, Artem? Last year he was all time one of the most efficient players in NBA history.
Mhm.
And this year he's just increasing that.
Mhm.
He does not take bad shots. That's basically the bottom line. Like he's not gonna
Mhm.
shoot the ball just to shoot the ball, just to put up numbers. He's gonna take a good shot.
See, but my thing about it is, and I'm not knocking that, bro. Like I get it, you know. I understand efficiency. I understand making good shots, but you got to understand when playoff basketball comes, right? The game that's approached during the regular season, especially when you're playing bad teams, you're not going to get the same looks that you would normally get in the playoff. Those easy shots that you would get, those wide open threes, because a lot of them, when he shoots those threes, he's wide freaking open. Like he's not really contested, you know. So that's why he shoots threes at such a low volume. He's usually shooting them at lower volume because he's open. Now I'm not taking that away from him. You know, he makes the right shots. He puts, you know, he's very efficient when it comes to getting, you know, playing his game. One thing I would critique with his game as far as just the regular season, just his shot aggression. Like I feel like he should just take more shots rather than trying to look for the open look and trying to more so get a triple double and dime it off. Like my thing about it is, and why I harp on him such a little bit more is because if you're an MVP, I look at you like a player who's capable of being more aggressive. Like you're saying, oh, he doesn't have to be like Kobe. But you need to have the mentality like Kobe for you to be even able to win a championship. Like you can't cross that over. You can't overlook that.
Well, we're putting him in that conversation of winning the championship, but you got to look at the player how he is, right?
Bro, this kid is in double overtime. Oh my god, I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, I just put the game too, man. I'm watching the game too, and then no, but you know what I mean. Like you gotta take him for who he is, right? Like right now, he's not talking about winning championships. We're the ones who are talking about that. He's not talking about making triple doubles. Shit, that was way too loud. He's not talking about making triple doubles. It just comes. He's just playing the game, and he gets a triple double. You know what I mean? Like it just happens because he's that good. That's what I'm trying to get to. You know, he's that good that he's not even trying to get the triple double. Like Westbrook. Westbrook tries. Like he wants to pad his numbers. We all know that. Jokic is not trying to do that. He's just playing the game. He's trying to win the game, and that's it. And he happens to get a triple double. You know what I mean? Like you gotta admit that's talent, man. You're not even trying to do it. You're just fucking trying to win. You're just trying to play the game.
And he
No,
wound up
he's
getting a
young,
triple double
bro.
every night. That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Bro, you gotta understand, bro. Like, I mean, because we putting too much stock into this triple double thing. Like, don't get me wrong, it's great, it's phenomenal. But I felt like, first off, I felt like I was more wild when Russell Westbrook did it his MVP year. Now I don't look at it. Obviously, it's not as efficient as Jokic's triple double, right? He, from a shooting perspective, right? It's complete. He's completely. It's you're comparing apples to oranges when it compares to efficiency from Russell Westbrook's triple double to Jokic's triple double, right? But yeah, first off, Russell Westbrook was a guard. That's one thing. Second, right? Russell Westbrook did it leading the league in scoring and had a triple-double. And then did it on 3 separate occasions. So I'm not trying to take away the triple-double. I'm just saying, like, at this point, I'm not putting too much stock into that because, and another thing is, he's going to get rebounds. He's a center. So he's going to get double-digit rebounds at the bare minimum. And then the passing is just an added factor to it. That's a big part of his game that's not really in a lot of other people's games. Right, but my thing about it is, it's just, I mean, yeah, we might look at it different than the way he's looking at it. He might just want to win, but my recipe for this team to win, I mean, they need a closer, and I think more people would shift more towards Jamal Murray being the closer. But all I'm saying is, just Jokic just needs to be more aggressive on his play. I feel like if he's the best player on the best team, I think he needs to act like. I think he needs to just be a little bit more selfish. I don't think that's too much for me to say.
But Jokic bringing Russ into this equation, but Russ was never...
Only when it comes to triple doubles. Only when it comes to triple doubles.
But let me finish. But when Russ was averaging triple doubles, he wasn't on a winning team. They were barely even succeed when he was averaging a triple double. He was never averaging triple double on a winning team like Jokic is right now on the number one team.
That's true too. Yeah. So yeah, Russ. That's what I meant about him trying to pad his numbers. That's all he was trying to do. He was trying to score and do his own, like get his numbers.
So let me ask this then.
That's not Jokic's style. He's just.
What seed was the OKC when he averaged a triple double? What seed were they?
Pretty sure they were like 6 or something.
They were the 6th seed. What seed was the Nuggets last? What seed was the Nuggets last year when Jokic won his MVP last year?
They
were the 6th seed. They were the 6th seed, and he won MVP, right? So, I mean, and I only bring up the Westbrook argument only.
Westbrook got eliminated in the first round.
So did Jokic. It was the same ordeal. And last year, I'm not even gonna hold. Honestly, last year, at least when it comes to how he got eliminated, the only part where I critique, that part of things is just I would have liked to see him be a little bit more aggressive for a second win. Like maybe win 2 games. We've seen Luka do it in the Western Conference. We've seen the Mavs do it. We didn't even expect them to go to the Western Conference to win 2 games. I felt like my thing about it, at least if you're going to lose, go down swing. Go down, on your sword saying, look, I laid it all out there on the floor. I did whatever I could to try to win this game. And then I would lay off of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's where I'm coming from. So I want to see, if you're the best player on the best team, I want to see you act like the best player on the best team. Not because I'm gonna take it to LeBron. I'm only giving an example. I'm not trying to make comparisons here. I'm stating because for LeBron's case, right? We've made that case for LeBron for a very long time. When LeBron would dish it out to an open guy who we knew wasn't better than LeBron, we would always lean to LeBron and be like, "You should be taking the last shot. You should be the guy that should be taking the last shot of these games." And I feel the same way about Jokic because he's winning MVPs. He's looked at as the best player. Why would you and I even asked you guys this question, and none of you guys said Jokic to take the to get a bucket at the end of the game over everybody else in the league. So I feel like that narrative has to change, especially if you're giving a guy a 3rd straight MVP. Am I wrong for stating that? Am I wrong for thinking that?
I mean, like I said before, obviously Jokic is going to be criticized if he doesn't win.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to get criticized. He's going to be ostracized because he didn't win.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why he should get criticized is because he's finally, like I keep saying, he finally has a team. Last year, everybody was hurt. You know, you can't. Okay, we put Luka, but you got to remember, Luka was the reason why they lost. When he was out, Jalen Brunson was running the team crazy good that they were dominating. Yeah. Then when Luka came back from his injury, they had to adjust to his fucking game, and that's why they lost. He was the best player on that team. You know what I mean? Like, Luka was the best player on the team. You can't say that Jalen Brunson was, but he was the reason why they won. I mean, he's the reason why they lost. Because the defense went down.
Against the Warriors?
Yeah. If they would have let Jalen Brunson do more, they probably would have won. It was a tight series, but no, it was Luka time. It was Luka time. So they lost the series. They lost their point guard. They lost everything. You know, it's a team game. At the end of the day, it's a team game. It's not a one guy game. You know what I mean? Like, basketball's a team game. And Jokic last year did not have a team. For him to win his MVP the way he did is admirable because he had no team, and yet he was making all these passes. He was setting up guys so good. They couldn't win at the end because at the end of the game, at the end of the day, it's a team game.
But hey,
and
man,
he couldn't do it all. Like, he was literally doing it all. I was watching the games with my kid, and he was like, "Yo, he has no help, man."
You averting from what I said though, Will. I'm talking about him being aggressive. He doesn't have to. My point is, he doesn't have to pass the ball as much as he does.
But last year in the playoffs, I felt like he was aggressive, man. He was trying. He had no help. He had nobody around him. It was him doing everything. I mean, look at his stats from the playoffs last year.
All right.
Look, if you could look it up real quick.
I got you. Trying to find game one. Trying to find game one, but let's see. Oh, wow. I can go game by game.
I was watching each game, and I was like, "Yo, this dude has no freaking help. He's doing everything by himself."
Okay, so this game. All right, so this one was pretty fair. That's pretty average. 25 attempts off of 48, right? Which kind of where goes back to what I'm saying with playoff, with playoff competition, right? So the defenses are going to go at you a little bit differently. So because normally he averages,
but he took more shots though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he was more aggressive. He was more aggressive during that series, and he just didn't have help around him. And that was the reason why he was going mad aggressive, because he had no one else around him. He had to do it all himself, but he couldn't, because this is not a one-man sport. It's a team sport.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I had them. I mean, but I had the Warriors winning anyway. It's not like I said.
I mean, obviously, I had them too. I had them too because they had a better team. If you look at team by team, they had a better team. The Nuggets were all injured. They had no point guard. They had no wing help. They had no defensive help.
Hey, he was still doing his thing. He still picked the he still picked the Nuggets to win.
Who?
Remember? Bro?
Oh,
Yeah, he
picked
still
Nuggets
he
to
still
win.
picked the Nuggets. So we made a bet and everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The reason why he calls me Hawk is because that's my tag name on PlayStation. So I would show up on 2K. I'm a big fat blue afro, 7'2", and dominate the paint when we play 2K.
It used to be quite a squad back in the day, huh?
Yeah, man.
My friend AK, you a 2K player?
Shit. Me, Hawk, and Josh, bro, we were running the 2K. We were running the league.
Before and they know it.
We had another player too, but he quit on us because
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Yo, they lost. The Clippers lost. What the hell?
Yeah, that was a wild game, bro.
They were up by like 6 points just now a few minutes ago. What the hell happened?
That was a wild game, bro. Like, I ain't good, bro. It was literally right. It was literally just up like 30 seconds ago.
6 points. Like, yeah. What the hell happened?
Damn, Kawhi dropped 44.
I saw Kawhi hit a shot and they were up by 6, and I was like, "Oh, they won this game."
Mm-hmm.
Then I turn away and then they put it back. They lost the game. What happened?
Because they didn't run my boy Bones Highland. That's why.
You don't know nothing about no Bones Highland.
If they played Bones Highland, it would have been a different story.
Nah.
I don't think Zubac's playing. Did he play?
I don't know. But and I had some right here, but damn, we're going on for like damn near 3 hours now. All right, so let's just go over this real quick and then key it off there. Now I was looking at the numbers, right? And I would even say, I mean, I never told AK that he played a bad series. I mean, I never really came out my frame. I would say like the biggest thing you probably take away from it is just really his BPM. But in these games, like, in his last game here, right? Like the game where it was like for the series where they fell 98 to 102. Like, I mean, he shot like 18 shots. Like he was 67% from field, 12-18, but he had 18 shots. Like a game like that, like I would want him to take a lot more shots. And that's my point, right? I just want him, like, especially like when it comes to passing the ball. But you say, all right, who's he passing the ball to? He has had 8 assists, but what if he had like 5 assists and was more aggressive on the field? You feel me? And that's just the way how I look at it, man. I just want the guy to just be more aggressive. You gotta understand, bro. I grew up my favorite player being, he would shoot the ball under any condition, under any weather.
and that's why he's leading the league in most missed shots.
Yeah, but that's why Kobe has 5 championships and he's beating some tough competition throughout his role, right? Everything which you guys say, you guys give a 2-year break. You guys said superstar. Oh yeah, he had nobody for 2 years. You give me an excuse for 2 years. Kobe Bryant don't have that bullshit, bro. He knows.
Not for one chip. That wasn't the case for the first 4.
We mean the first 3, but he got the next 2 being Finals MVP against going against tougher competition, which is Jokic. Jokic hasn't even faced. Jokic hasn't faced the competition that Kobe has faced in the West. So you can criticize Kobe, but Kobe is done.
Jokic ain't gonna face that kind of competition.
Yeah, come on now. Like
it's gonna be easy for Jokic this year. Like I was telling you. I feel like I told you, it's gonna be the Nuggets versus someone in the East.
And then on top,
Bucks of the Celtics.
And I even have them just from I kind of lost my train of thought. Like I feel like even with the Spurs in that dynasty with Tim Duncan, just imagine playing against somebody like Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
On a day-to-day basis. Like people sleep on Tim Duncan, bro. Tim Duncan was not a
I don't
player.
know why he had better stats than Kobe. People be sleeping on.
Not better stats. He was more. He had a better career, but he didn't have better stats than Kobe.
He had better stats than Kobe, man.
He had.
But Kobe just had.
Kobe.
They have the
Kobe,
same amount. They have the same amount of MVPs. They have the same amount of championships. They have the same amount of most accolades.
But
they have the same amount of most accolades.
But the Kobe but there's a lot of context with that though. I feel like especially when you're trying to examine Tim Duncan and Kobe's career, like Tim Duncan had consistency throughout his tenure with the Spurs. Like, they didn't change coaches. Remember, he had, I believe Larry Brown during that time after Shaq had left, and then that roster was completely depleted. Like,
Kobe had no consistency, right? He had Shaq.
Bro, come on, bro. He was playing with Kwame Brown.
Yo, when he won the championship with Pau Gasol and that's crew, man, that crew was trash. I don't understand how they won that championship.
Because Kobe motherfucking Bryant.
But it was all Kobe though.
Kobe, that's what I'm saying. Like, AK, you gotta watch what you say when you talk about
Pau Gasol was his own.
Pau Gasol did his thing.
Yeah, Pau Gasol did his thing. Still, man, that team was trash, man.
He did his thing in the team.
Shouldn't have won the championship.
You keep trying to push off AK like Pau Gasol would be the second best player on any team when that's not the case. I've given you an example of the Lakers going against the Boston Celtics in the finals, and we agreed that Pau Gasol isn't better than Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, or Kevin Garnett. But you're saying you keep trying to say, oh, he had Pau Gasol. Pau Gasol isn't even better than three of the players on the other team. Nonetheless, on the Spurs, which is a team they have to go against in the West. And they had to go against them twice in the Western Conference.
And the first time they lost.
What do you mean the first time they lost? Oh my God!
They faced some more. They faced some more times.
They went to the finals back to back, bro.
Yeah, but one of the times Celtics did win.
Yeah, against the Lakers, but that was that year. I'm talking, but still, regardless, they still had to go to the West. They had to go through the West. Which
West was powerhouse conference.
Was the best conference at that time, and still won. And you saying that still proves my point because he still lost against the Celtics, which still had three better players than Pau Gasol. So yes, Kobe has the most missed shots, but if you watch Kobe play, you would understand why he has the most missed shots. Like, you telling me he has the most missed shots, that's not shocking to me. That's not surprising. If you watch Kobe play, trust me, you would see him.
Right. That's I was about to say that. The eye test again. Like you watch Kobe play, and then you tell me his stats. It's like, oh well, but he won the game. It doesn't matter how many shots he missed, he still won the game. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't seem like he missed that many shots. It looked like it seemed like he hit crazy shots.
But he did. He definitely did take a lot of bad shots.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is that you're watching the game and it's like, did he really miss that many shots? Like, I would be surprised if you tell me that he missed shots, because all I remember is him hitting crazy shots. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you remember watching the games, like watching them live. Like, you forget that he missed all those shots because the shots that he did hit were so important, especially in the fourth quarter and shit like that, He would go off in the fourth quarter. He was like a killer.
Yeah.
I remember. I'll tell you one thing. I don't know how old you guys were. Kobe Bryant comes into the league, and the Lakers.
What year?
What year was it? When Kobe Bryant came into the league.
Oh, 96?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he comes into the league, right? And the Lakers had a choice of keeping Kobe. They were going to trade either Kobe or what's the kid's name? Jones.
fuck, I gotta look up his name. A shooting guard who had a few more years than Kobe. I forgot his name. Damn it. And they got rid of Jones and they kept Kobe, and I was like, that was such a bad mistake. This kid is
He was
trash.
drafted by the Hornets.
Huh?
Because he was drafted by the Hornets.
Yeah, and this kid is not good, man. He's a ball hog, and I was like, that was such a bad move by the Lakers. Turned out to be a good move, man. At the end of the day, turned out to be a good move.
But that's because Kobe Bryant he just didn't want to play for he didn't want to play for the Hornets. He wanted to play for the Lakers. So he pushed for that more than anything. I'm trying to find his name too.
Shooting guard for the Lakers. Last name Jones. And I was like, that was a bad move. They should have kept Jones and got rid of Kobe. But no.
A.J. Jones?
I was wrong. Huh?
A.J. Jones?
No.
I want to bring this up though too, just for Kobe's sake. That's a low number.
Nah, he was traded for Vlade Divac.
Right there. All right, though, y'all. You got anything to add? Before we head out of here.
Josh Giddey a bum.
Josh Giddey.
Okay.
Well,
You know,
another great pod. Got this full schooled, so we're all good.
Bro, in what world, bro?
Bro, no dimensions and no timelines.
Bro, if we had came to a vote,
bro, like Giddey's so he the oh my god, bro, everybody else cleared, bro. I'm done tight.
Watch him destroy the next game.
Tight, bro, he's the only one. I'm about to send this to the chat, bro. Everything else is green. Like, I knew I chose a lot. It was a lot of picks, but I knew all of them was going to hit. Like, I knew they was going to hit. Bro, Josh Giddey's a bum, bro. Fucking bum, bro. Second day in a row, bro. I had one person sell me, bro. It is wild, bro.
Hey, man, let me wrap this up, though. Give me a second. Well, all right, then. Oh, shit. Hold on, y'all. I don't need that. Don't need that. All right, right there. All right, y'all. This concludes another episode of Cash Media / Cash Sports, right? Follow Cash Media on Twitch, Cash Sports on YouTube. We had another great debate, NBA topics. We were getting into a lot of good things. We were talking about a lot of different things, man. Having a great basketball conversation today. Like and subscribe to Cash Sports on YouTube. Follow Cash Media once again on Twitch. Hit that bell, that notification button on YouTube so you guys can keep up for whenever we go live, right? So tap in, tune in. We're always talking about some great debates. Tune in tomorrow. I'm definitely going to drop a stream tomorrow because tomorrow Jake Paul is fighting. So gotta talk about that one. Apparently, you guys are killing that one, for real. Another great day today on Cash Media. Love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in and have a wonderful day. See you guys later.